meteors, and they were like, "Oh, look at that! What is that? Oh, it's
Are we
that."
live?
Yep, we're live.
Our Goose Night game. Can we go through the whole schematic again of doing what we did before, or just say hell with it and run?
Run.
All right. Tonight we're playing Werewolf the Apocalypse, which has been a continuation of our game from Halloween, and Dale, the storyteller, is going to fill you in on what is going on.
Yes,
What's
folks.
happening? What's going on?
What it is?
Fill us in, Dale.
What are you?
Later. Sorry.
Oh my! Oh boy! Can't wait for that one. Okay. Go get his trouble, Disney.
Yeah.
Who's Disney?
That's just Mike.
That's just me.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have started off, fought some vampires, stole their RV. You
Sounds like a bad
went to a rent fair.
I saw this
Yes,
movie.
this is really White
Pretty
Wolf.
sure this is called the
White Wolf
Hangover.
is dark. White Wolf, the dark and
Winnebago, yeah.
system. So you killed some vampires, took their RV, and went to a Ren fair.
Susan, hi,
Mom.
Had a lot of mead and met some other guru and changelings who were basically kind of a traveling pack. They go out and put on shows and do some good where they can. And once they heard about your stories and what this prophecy is all about, they were like sold. They were like, "Oh wow, yeah, we don't have enough to do it. We don't have that capability to do what you're doing. But if you need us, let us know." And
They're digiting with it. They're kind of like the traveling Wilburys.
yeah. Traveling snozberries is what they call them. Yeah. But yeah, they and in the ancient packs of Guru, they gave you their phone number. So if you need help, you can call them. So you do have contacts with those guys. And while you were there, you met a verbena mage, an older woman named Madam Hawk, and she seemed to greet you guys and be familiar with Guru and all that good jazz. But at one point in the evening, she kind of went into this weird trance and was telling you in this kind of weird voice, ethereal voice, that you were going to head northeast and you were going to aid.
Would you like to see what they said? What
Yeah,
she said?
you wrote it down?
We will be seen as interlopers, but if we do not destroy the deceiver's eye, the worm will win another battle.
Yeah. So, and you guys have been feeling that direction anyway, but now it's kind of like, okay, it's reinforced that we need to go that way. So you woke up the next morning after some practical jokes by River and Winnebago on each other. You woke up the next morning and headed out, and after about a day or two ride, I think it was, maybe 2 days, you came to Wallaceford. It's a little town nestled in the trees. It's kind of like LeClaire, Iowa. You know, it's very quaint, very historic looking buildings. A lot of the houses look Victorian age. Up on the hill, there is a large Victorian mansion. It's kind of a darker gray color. It's not like paint peeling and all that, but think of a big manor house up on the hill. But you guys came into Wallaceford, and you notice it is like quaint little buildings and stuff, but it does have a modern flair. It's not like, oh, we haven't left the 1700s.
It's a modern flair.
It's like,
got an indoor thing. It's open concept.
yeah. There's a gas station there. There's little restaurants and stuff, and ATM machines, but all the buildings have that kind of
Indoor plumbing.
Yep. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Gift shops and things like that. So it's kind of like a
The balloon party store.
yeah. Oh, like Rob said, if anybody familiar with Illinois, Bishop Hill is like a good example of it. So anyway, you guys pull into Wallaceford, and it's kind of like, well, you needed gas anyway, so you pull over and get some gas and some snacks and stuff like that. And as you're at the gas station, you see a younger lady come out. Her name was Abigail. She's blonde, pretty, kind of younger, like her late 20s, maybe early 30s, probably late 20s more so. And she came out of a shop across the street, and she's dressed in kind of a unique fashion. It's very modern, and it almost looks like formal attire, like it's a long dress and kind of like this shirt jacket thing, it's modern enough, but it almost looks like turn of the century style. So it's kind of this neo-Victorian look. Like maybe she shops at Hot Topic, but without all that much alternative punk style to it. You know what I mean? But she does, it looks very good on her. And she came out of the shop, saw you guys over around your RV and pickup truck, and kind of paused and started to walk away, and then turned and was crossing the street. You guys saw her come your way. And as she approached Chikwana, you kind of went into the Umbra for a second, and you saw that she is actually Guru. And then you came back out of the Umbra and came around and greeted her, and she asked to maybe speak with you. You know, oh, your other Guru. I kind of lowering her voice, even though there's not really that many people around.
Your other Guru.
Your other Guru. Your other Guru. We don't see many of you through here. Is there any way I can speak to you?
Well, greetings. I'm Kylie.
I feel like a
Are you in
bomb's about to
human
go
form right
off.
I'm in human, yeah.
Okay. She kind
Picking that thing up.
of looks puzzled, but
Better.
nods and says, well, it's nice to meet you. And, you know, she's kind of like, I'm assuming you guys just make your introductions all around. So she says, well, I know sounds very forward and very awkward, but there is a problem that my pack needs help with, and I'm not sure. None of us are very knowledgeable or equipped to handle it. And my pack is very
Wrong things.
insular. They're very almost reclusive. They're Silverfangs. Their pride gets the better of them, and I don't think they want to reach out for help. But now that you're here, I was hoping that maybe some of you could help if you are so interested.
Yes, now that we're here, certainly. What's the problem?
Well, the problem is my grandfather, the elder of our pack.
It is in the house at the top of the hill, yeah.
Yes. There's been something wrong, and he's getting worse, and we don't know what's causing it. My pack is not very familiar with things of the Umbra. We don't really transpire there or traverse there, or
It is unfortunate.
it is. Matters of the Umbra, I would say they feel it's not our place. They would say it's maybe beneath them.
Oh wow, it's so quiet here now.
I might defuse the bomb.
Yep. So I was wondering if you would be so inclined to help us with these matters, and maybe
I'm sure Quinn would be happy to lead the charge on that.
Queen?
Won't you, bro?
Sometimes when you do not know something, think it is ignorant. Perhaps the Silverfangs here should learn what is beyond the pale.
I have taken it upon myself to learn a little bit, but only recently since this problem began. But even I really don't know. I've been to the Umbra once, and I was actually quite frightened because I was alone. But
It is a frightening place if you do not know what is going on.
I know some of them have been there, but they haven't been back in a very long time. But I firmly believe that whatever's happening to my grandfather is tied to the Umbra somehow, but I don't know how to fix it or what exactly is going on. He's much more paranoid. He's older. He's a much older Guru. And he's getting more paranoid and frightened, but rageful. And he flies off the merest things. And he
What
doesn't
makes you
trust
think he
anyone.
just doesn't have dementia?
Because it came on very suddenly, only in the last couple of weeks.
That
And it
he-
rapidly got worse.
Did he find or was given something recently?
No. He, as I say, all my pack mates are very keep to themselves. Even though we're pack mates, they have their own business dealings. I suppose as do I. I don't think any of them have known that I've even gone to the Umbra once or am looking into it. It's the way of the Silverfangs.
I know. But we are all Guru.
Oh, that's true. And I hope that if you would be able to help us, that they will see that we need outside help from our brethren and not keep ourselves isolated like this.
You have a very good, fresh perspective as the times come to an end.
I'm younger. I use the internet quite a bit. He smiles.
The Weaver will guide you in the right way.
I understood about that too. One of the things that frightened me about the Umbra, I didn't expect that.
Just know how to talk to them.
Well, I would be willing.
I can't look at one of the other ones.
If you could come with me to
You'll
our
see
Manor House,
the world of your imagination.
I can give you an idea of my pack mates so that you're prepared. My grandfather, we refer to him as grandfather. We are sort of related, but not in that way. My grandfather is named Erskine Hammerstein. He is the elder of our pack, and he is the one who's afflicted. He's a proud and fierce fighter. And before this, he did have a bit more, even though he carried his aristocratic air, he does have a good heart, or he did. But he's, yeah, he has the heart of a child. He keeps it under the jar. But he has a good
Oh, look, you have your father's eyes. Put them back!
he had a good heart, and I know it's in there somewhere, but he is not himself as of late. I do have brothers and sisters as well, my other pack mates. There is Trevor, who is Homid, as I am, as Erskine is. He is Homid, and he's more of the businessman of the family. Cordelia is our sister. She is also Homid. She is also a businesswoman, but very aloof and likes to know everything. I don't wish to speak ill of her, but I don't trust her. Not that I trust many of my pack mates. Even Trevor can be underhanded if it suits his purpose. Cordelia is the same. She is probably the one I trust the most, but she can be pretty cold.
She's a cold-hearted snake.
If you're not known to her. And the last one is Morven. He's the second oldest, and he is also a lupus, and he is very aloof and set apart. He doesn't speak to strangers rarely at all. In fact, he doesn't really speak to us either. I think he's old enough to know, as a lupus, he prowls the grounds to make sure that the manor house is safe. And that's all.
You all reside in the...
Prowling.
Yeah.
Keep them people prowling.
And those are my
Here,
pack
growling,
mates. We are kind of a
wild.
family unit, I suppose, as most Silverfangs see themselves to be.
Will they speak with us, though?
They will. I'm sure
Sounds
they will.
to me like they might have a thread of mental deficiency running through the pack.
Well, the Silverfangs are known for that.
Give her a smirk.
Yeah, she says, I understand. The Silverfangs are known for that. Many of our pack in the past have... Our past is sordid in the fact that Silverfangs of old felt they were too good to mate with other stock. Even though they were Homid, they would mate with kinfolk. It was not against the litany, but it did produce some inbred effects. Some say a curse of the worm was laid upon us. And there are other odd incidences around the house. Things, noises and sounds and feelings.
What sort of feelings?
Nothing.
Feelings of cold, feelings of fear.
We are not here by accident. You believe in the fate? Legia may guide all of us.
Yes, of course I do.
We were at a gathering, I guess a moot of sorts, and one of the
It was called a Ren Fair.
I was trying to make it sound better.
We're the hippie commune.
After much dope, we
Go off and see.
Jack points out we each had 12 meads.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out before
wanna
we
let
talk
you know.
about this.
We're high on protein, right?
Yeah. Like dope up, bro. But we had a vision by one of the people there, Starfighter. Starfighter.
Starfinder.
The last Starfighter was there.
Verbena.
And she said, what was you wrote it down? What it was called again?
She was a verbena.
Yeah, but what was the object? Her vision.
Seen as interlopers, but if you do not destroy the deceiver's eye, the worm will win another battle.
So we gotta poke somebody in the eye.
Yeah. Deceiver's eye. What is that?
Trader.
Could be.
Yeah. Right. Oh, right in the eye.
Had him right in the eye. Well, our work here's done. Get out of the van.
Boot. It's coming, just so you know.
She says, I don't know what that is.
It could be what is affecting your family.
I suppose. What would it look like?
We do not know.
Do you have particularly some specific historical heirloom?
Suits of armor, swords, but nothing new. Nothing that would cause.
Well, something old. Well, it might be that somebody had gotten activated or control of it by some other power. The worm, perhaps, or whatever.
I don't know much about the Umbra, so I couldn't tell you if it was. I wouldn't know.
It could be something that is not just the Umbra. It could be something else, physical. They are all connected.
Well, if you know what you can find or know how to look for it, I greatly appreciate you to come and find it and
Of course.
remove it. We have no experience with this sort of thing. As our Silverfang pack, none of them are interested in the Umbra.
I understand that.
I've only just started to dabble in it just to see if I could do anything. And once I entered the Umbra, I thought, this is I'm not ready. I'm definitely not ready.
If you wish, I can help you be ready.
I would appreciate that. So,
Chikwana's kind of an expert.
I kind of hang out there. Doesn't affect me at all.
Separate social skills.
and Jack's like, doesn't affect him at all. Just don't ask him to talk to your phone.
I can do that.
She says, well, if you could, I would greatly appreciate it. And my pack may be a little standoffish at first, but once they realize that you're there to help, I'm sure they will be fine.
He's kind of glaring at her like, I'm being standoffish.
Yeah, she says, I will vouch for you, all of you.
So,
They don't mean any disrespect. They're set in their ways.
so I take it they don't know anything about you looking for somebody to come help out your...
No, we didn't expect anybody to be here, but once I saw, I could sense who you were.
Simon's here.
Once I could sense who you were, I almost didn't, but it's our only chance. Before this, whatever it is, totally consumes Erskine. So you guys going to the house then?
Sure.
All right.
You want to just ride with us?
How far away is it?
It's up the hill, so it's, about a mile away.
Is it through the woods?
You just walk.
Sort of.
To grandfather's house we go.
Hey, you can take your vehicle.
You're going
Well, we can take the vehicles or... All right. So you guys start up the RV and the pickup truck and start
Yeah.
moving up the sort of winding road. It's not like hairpin turns, but kind of winds a little bit through the woods.
Takes 5 hours, just like that. Just like you're driving in Missouri.
Well, you're driving an RV uphill, so it does take 5 hours.
Yeah.
No, but you go up there. It's not overly steep, and you get up to the house, and sure enough, there's the gates, and she's like, just pull up and hit the button.
Winnebago had no idea his horn sounded like that.
So, hit the button, you hear a voice. It says, "May I help you?" She says, "It's Abigail. I've got some people with me that you need to speak to." Beep. And then the gates start opening. Like, there was a pause, a very long pause.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I was like, well, nice knowing you, Abigail. Shove her off. Let's go. We've got what we need. Charge!
So the gates open, you guys can pull on in. As you pull in, it looks like the yard is very well kept. It's got like the driveway that comes in through the gate, and then it kind of goes up and it forms like a big round horseshoe, but it's almost like a circle drive. So you kind of come in, come back out the same way, and in the middle of that is like an old, kind of like one of those little fountains with the sculptures in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. And it's still running water. I mean, it's not like weeds growing up and dead trees or anything like that.
Is it a werewolf taking a pee?
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to ask if it was like a howling wolf or something.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's probably like the actual little
Cherub thing.
cherub with the harp. But as you guys kind of come up and park, you notice when you first come in, she's like, "Well, we can park over here." As the gates open, you guys notice on either side, and it's getting to be close to sunset, you see two large dogs sitting over almost on either side of the gate. But as you look again, you're like, "Oh, those aren't dogs. Those are wolves." One is a black wolf, pretty much all black with a little bit of gray, like around the muzzle, down the chest right here. The other one is pure white. I mean, Arctic wolf looking.
Those two lupus relatives that she told us about, probably.
And as you kind of drive in, you notice they're both standing, and as you drive by, they just kind of sit, and the one, as you get through and the gates close, the black one goes over and sits next to the Arctic one, the white one, or stands next to him, and then they both start moving toward the vehicles, just kind of walking.
All right, I'm going to throw a ball.
Okay. Squeaky toy.
Yep.
So as you guys park and get out of the vehicles, these two wolves are pretty much walking right up to the group. And Abigail.
I'm gonna get down on my knee. Oh, he's a cute boy, a girl, oh, a boo boo.
Are you in human?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to do his bear.
As you take a
What's wrong with you?
you see those, like the snarl comes up on the white wolf, and he's just snarling, and his hair's standing up, and he's hunkered down. The black one just kind of like stands almost straighter, and Abigail hurriedly gets out behind you and say, "No, it's okay. It's all right. They're friends." And as you guys all get out, like, it won't let you if you get any closer, they're going to attack.
So don't try to pet him. Right.
No. But as you guys all get out,
Good way to insult the guy that host the place.
as each of you get out, you can tell they're sniffing the air and stuff like that.
I'm going to do, I have etiquette of 2, so basically to the Silverfang, basically a greeting and
Yeah.
respect unto them.
Funny, I don't have any dots in etiquette. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You're so uncouth.
What's that?
Mike, your dots of etiquette. Basically, you are going to, where you are, get on your knees, and honestly, show your throat.
Okay.
That means you are like presenting yourself as either you are at their whim. Do they kill you or let you live?
So do I roll a 4? Do I
You
roll?
don't have to roll for that.
Oh, okay.
If you do etiquette around a Silverfang,
Yeah.
they're going to respond.
Okay.
And as you do that,
I'm going to piddle myself while they do that. So they can figure out what kind of people
Showing
I'm
submission there.
so as you do that, the white wolf basically just kind of stops growling and walks away. Just like turns and walks away from everybody. It just kind of
Oh, God.
pads out into the, like, whatever. Pads off into the grass, like going to the side of the house.
Okay.
The black wolf kind of sits and like bows its head for a second,
Okay.
and then looks at you. So that means you can get up.
Okay.
We can tell by looking at them which one's male and which one's female, right?
You can.
Yeah.
Should I look under the carriage?
Yeah. Especially when the big white wolf walks away, you're like, woof.
What are you
That's
doing?
an enormous schwanz.
Can I have some balls, baby?
Balls. Here's that squeaky toy.
Abigail
Red Rocket.
kind of looks at the black wolf and says, "They're here to help." And the black wolf kind of looks at everybody, sniffs again, just kind of stands up and starts moving toward the house. So Abigail's like, "Well, come on in." And as you guys walk around, kind of up toward the front of the house, big staircase, porch, you know, that kind of thing, you do see a gentleman standing out on the front steps with a cigarette. And he's dressed in like a nice casual suit kind of thing. He's got,
Which one is this?
this is Trevor.
Okay.
And just so you guys, in case you can't see him over there, Trevor is this fella right here. Pretty handsome. He's got like, kind of that brown hair on top that's going silver gray on the sides. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty handsome. He's got the cigarette, looks a little older than her, and he's kind of standing there with his hand in one of his pockets and the cigarette, just kind of watching as you guys walk up. And Abigail walks up and says, "This is Trevor." Excuse me. This is Trevor. I'm
She
sorry,
walks into a cigarette smoke and
I didn't mean to gag when I say her name. It just happened. Says, "This is Trevor." And he kind of like, "So, who are your friends, Abigail? And why did you bring them here?" And she says, "Well, I thought they could help with Erskine's situation. They're familiar with the ways of the Umbra and the spirits." And he's like, "Indeed." And he kind of looks. "Is that why you're here?"
Evidently.
He guided us this way.
"How so?"
And
Our GPS was
for Madame Babe, Madame Hawk,
vertebrate mage.
yes, she had a vision we would be needed here.
The Bull Robert's dying.
He kind of like takes the drag of his cigarette and holds it in for a second and then kind of blows it out, and he's like, "Very well, come inside." And he has this kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
like,
But
he might not know
Thank you
Madam
for
Hawk,
it.
but it's like, well, that's kind of interesting.
thank you for allowing us. We wish to only help all Guru.
He kind of flicks.
So as you can see by our group, we are.
Eclectic.
Thank you.
Toss me some Reese's.
hold on, everybody. Chocolate break.
Yeah, sorry, chocolate break.
Time for diabetes, everybody! Yay!
Oh,
I mean, it's human.
the Reese's throwing star.
Gonna tell you one way or
Thank you.
what the
What?
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah,
Which tainted?
They glow in the dark too,
maybe it's mint.
hang on.
which is brew.
Maybe
It's
it's
before they put the chocolate on. That's
And-
actually what it looks like.
mint chocolate.
Marshmallow flavored cream.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, folks. That's good old American candy. That's what you're getting, Simon. Green radioactive crap.
So Trevor kind of invites you into the house.
As we're walking up there's like stone steps, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my razor claws ready by scraping them along the stone,
Okay. Yeah, you can do
because
that.
I'm not gonna be unarmed walking in here.
As we come in, I'm gonna sense the worm.
I was gonna do that too.
Jack's walking around.
What's that? Friggin'
Jack's like, "Silent the dead." Sorry, man.
cats.
I see you doing that. And, oh, yeah, I mean.
Jack's probably like, yeah.
Everybody just freaks into cryos. La, 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 la.
Grows his claws and does that. So you're gonna sense the worm as you go in.
Yeah.
As you get to the door, you notice the door's ajar. And
I thought it was a door. Sorry.
as you're about to use your gift, you notice somebody's at the door looking out at you. And you can see like this,
There's the eye.
And as soon as you start getting closer, recedes, and then the door opens, and you see Cordelia standing there. This is Cordelia down in that corner. You got a very severe kind of look.
Is that a guy?
No.
It's the Joker's mom. So anyways, as you come in and see Cordelia standing there, so I'm going to sense the worm. That's not her.
It's the worm.
But,
Looks like
Where are the puppies?
well, I've kicked them all.
Did she have like a nice, like little Cordelia? You know?
No, it's not Cruella.
I know, but we.
But she does have kind of a business suit looking outfit on. So, and as you kind of come in, she opens the door. I was like, oh, we have guests.
Where?
And Trevor actually walks in like, you already know that, Cordelia. Don't play it. And walks right past her, like brushes past her, and she's like, gives him this. And then Abigail's like, Cordelia, these are Guru and some others, and they're hoping to help us with Erskine's maladies. She's like, oh, wow. Please come in.
I get. Bachelor, you know.
She does that. Just that very, yes, thank you. So
And I just take a big dump right there.
That's what her face looks like.
I'm in the house now. This is my house.
I kind of like use my feet to cover it up, you know.
Yeah, kick the rug. Kick some grass over that shit and move on.
What the hell is going on?
The bear's like, I'm waiting outside.
I'm gonna go back out and
I don't know what you Guru do.
Looking wolves around.
What you Guru do when you get into somebody's house.
It says she opens a door in her suit. How did she get a door in her suit? Yeah, I guess it's sooner.
Oh.
So you guys all kind of file in. She closes the door behind you. Now that you're in the house, do you want to go ahead and sense worm?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody who wants to sense worm can do it. It's automatic.
Oh,
And basically, it's one of those
Yours is sense pattern or something.
Yeah.
sense
Pattern.
pattern breaker.
Sense pattern breaker. Yeah.
Because right here it says perception and occult, but I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, it is perception and occult? Yeah, go ahead and roll then. Go ahead and roll. Because the better you get, the better you'll be.
It sounds like a Popeye in rhythm.
What have I got to be?
Target number is going to be 7.
Oh, 7.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's 8. Target number is 8.
Oh,
I got one.
Okay.
I got 2.
2, 3, 4.
That's 2 in English.
I got 4.
4?
4.
I really need to paint those things.
Me? Who? Yours or mine?
Mine.
Oh.
Because I didn't notice anything.
How many did you get?
Dose.
How many did you get? Okay. Okay. Everybody but her.
Everybody but River?
Yeah, you can kind of sense it, but it's not strong at all. You're like, that could be the worm, could be Taco Bell. I'm not sure.
Taco Bell is a worm.
River, you get a little bit of more of a sense. You're like, there's something here, but it is very faint. It's not strong, but it's definitely somewhere in this house. In fact, it's so faint you can't really pinpoint where it is. It's in this house.
I'm going to slip into the Umbra and look.
Okay. There are no reflective surfaces in this room, so you have to wait till you get a room with a mirror or glass or something like that. Nothing you can see.
Well, they're a Silverfang. Smile, bitch!
Don't be looking at my grill, dude. So, as you guys come in, that's what you get from the sensing, and they're like, they kind of look upstairs. You walk in, you're in like a big parlor area. There's a big staircase that goes straight up and then off to the sides. Over on, when you come into the front door, towards your right, looks like a large room that's kind of like a dining room kind of thing. There are suits of armor and stuff like that in there, but you do see a long table with several chairs. You can tell there's a doorway at the back of that room, and that's more like a big archway with columns. Over on your left hand side, you do see another large room, and that looks like it's got couches and chairs and books, and there's some things on the walls. It looks more like a parlor or a study. You're in the foyer. There's off immediately to your left is a door that looks like it's a closet of some sort. And when you look at the staircase, on either side of the staircase where that wall is, where the staircase comes down, there's a door on either side. They're like small doors, like maybe a closet or a basement door or something. And then there's hallways that go back a little farther. So, but they seem to kind of escort you over to the left to that parlor study looking room. So they're like, well, why don't we retire here and speak? But as they do, they both, Cordelia and Trevor, both kind of look up the stairs like expectantly or hesitantly, and then they're like, well, let's go to the parlor. Okay. And they move you all into there. And Abigail comes with you. And you notice when the door closes, Ravenna, the black wolf, is in here with you, and she actually shapeshifts to Homid. And
is there any reflective surfaces anywhere along this route? Windows, silverware?
No, not yet. All the curtains are drawn.
Okay, just asking.
Yep. So as you guys go in, as you enter through this doorway into the parlor, Rob, you look over to your right, and there is a large mirror right there, like the big old ornate gilded mirror.
Chikwana. Grab back.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll.
He don't leave. He just. I'll be right back. I will be right.
Hold on.
Hold
on a second. Okay. Roll your gnosis, and your target number is going to be 5.
Oh, he says the milady from the recent Three Musketeers.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
5, you said?
Yeah.
The TV series, the BBC one.
You got 2.
you know.
2.
BBC has such a good film.
3. Sorry.
Okay.
Missed the die.
So yeah, you glance over and right into the Umbra. And as you enter the Umbra, this house is just like you would expect in the Umbra, like a shadowed version of itself.
I'm going to maintain walking with everybody, though, and just kind of looking around in here as I go to see if I can figure out where that's coming from.
Okay. You don't really sense it here. You know this place is pretty large. Are you going to leave the room? Leave the group?
No, I'll stay
He
with
said he was
you.
going to stay.
Yeah, I'll stay
Okay.
with you.
You really can't pinpoint it here either.
Okay, well,
It's here. It's faint, but you can't pinpoint it, and it's like it is pretty faint. So maybe it's nothing major.
fair enough, but I'll just stay in this
yeah.
here and walk with them so that way I don't lose track of them.
Okay, you gonna stay in the
Follow
Umbra?
the Fox.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow on TikTok. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Hey.
Okay, so you do that. Trevor's like, please, if you wish, have a seat. Cordelia, refreshments. And she's like, yes, brother.
Did you go?
She goes over to a cabinet, gets out a tray and some glasses. Pours some. Takes a canter. What?
You turn the mirror around. I'm in Amber to turn the mirror around. Yeah.
Yeah. She pours some drinks, and then when she turns around, she kind of looks, and she's kind of looking like, where did your friend go?
He went into the Umbra to see if there was anything amiss.
Oh. I'm surprised he didn't ask. And she starts serving drinks.
Pardon me, may I go into the Umbra?
I gotta go. You must forgive many of us. We are not used to the graciousness and necessities of the Silverfang.
She kind of like, drink,
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
drink.
What is it?
It looks like it's some sort
Blood.
of wine or something.
It's blood.
Got any beer?
And she kind of goes, yes, of course. Would you rather have a beer?
Be grateful.
Anyone
Spend
else
10
want
minutes.
wine?
Some wine, and I take it, and then I kind of felainically sit in kind of a lotus position on the couch.
Right. Okay, you do that. And she goes to turn, then she's like, wine?
No, thank you.
She looks at Jack, he's like, beer. He's like, yes. So she goes and puts that stuff away, and
It can be imported if you want to get fancy.
you see her kind of walking, stiffen up, and just continue walking like, oh. It opens up like a small mini fridge thing, and
I did my best to be courteous. I said no thank you with my arms crossed.
that's true.
Actually, that's pretty good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty good. You actually
I was trying to follow Chikwana's cues. And, no, thank
Gives you
you.
some Stella Artois.
yeah, probably something like that. So he brings you some beers. She hands them to you first, and then you and Jack. So,
I don't want anything.
oh, you didn't want anything. I'm sorry. So she gives you your beer, and then walks one.
I'll take the one with her.
Oh, hers.
You
I'll
take
take
mine.
that one also.
I might take it and then hand it to.
There you go.
She gives you the two, gives Jack one. He looks at you like, you see him flip the cap off with his thumbnail. Just tink.
Can I grab it?
Yeah, you can.
The
Yeah,
Vial
easy
cap.
Tink.
like put it in my pocket.
Thanks. And he starts taking a drink. Cordelia basically like goes back and sets the thing down and stands kind of near the bar. Trevor kind of leans up against. Well, no, he probably takes a seat. And Abigail takes a seat too. And he says, well, it seems our dear sister has invited you here to help with our elders' problems.
Yeah.
And if you forgive me asking, perhaps businessman in me, is there anything?
Business person.
Is this?
You would have said business person.
Yeah. Well, he said,
Political.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a man.
yeah, this is Trevor speaking.
Oh,
He says, "I'm being the businessman. Is there anything you're expecting in return? Just out of curiosity, up front."
Free parking for the RV would be good.
Goodwill.
Steak dinner.
Maybe have a conversation in the future and speak of how things that are to come and how we must unite together like we are here tonight. As an alliance.
Jack actually puts his beer like purposely. Respect. And he looks over at Jack, and Jack just has that look like respect. He kind of looks at him and you, and of course, forgive our manners. We're not used to. He kind of looks at everybody, visitors at all.
Interlopers, maybe.
Actually, I probably.
What do you know about interlopers? He pulls out his gun, silver bullet. Who else is an interloper?
I got it! Ah!
I probably actually kind of look over at Jack and like, don't worry, Jack. Respect's overrated. As long as we get into a good old fight, that's worth it.
He looks at Trevor and nods, then looks at Cordelia. She just like, oh, come on. Trevor's like, I sincerely do appreciate you coming to help with
I'm probably actually good.
Erskine's problems.
Yeah.
Please don't judge us too harshly. The Silverfangs are an old bloodline, as you all know. Old habits are sometimes hard to be untrained. So, forgive us.
Oh,
Abigail is probably the most liberal-minded of us when it comes to the litany and things of that nature. I'm learning to loosen up.
it is a time for us to shed old thoughts and begin anew. Abigail has a wisdom among her that I hope most Guru will begin to see. We all have our
Take it out.
strengths and weaknesses, but together we are invincible. All Guru. And I kind of look at her, and then I kind of look in the where he was standing.
I'm still there.
Yeah.
Just not there.
Everybody roll perception and alertness. Target number of 7.
Does I've got details under perception. Does that add in?
Oh, he's gonna.
Don't
Don't sweat him.
It's a specialty.
What was the difficulty, sorry?
7.
7?
I actually botched.
You botched.
51.
Get turned around.
Oh my God, she can't come out. She's trapped in the Umbra. Who did this?
3. Okay.
I double watch.
Okay. 3? Okay. Oh, I guess I better roll for Jack.
I had 2 1s and no successes.
No, bro,
Oh my.
three successes.
You bought yours?
What were we looking for?
7.
7.
You said everybody.
I got one.
You said everybody. I got 3 successes.
-1.
Simon got 3, so he said everybody. So
All right. So
You notice this also, Simon.
Yeah.
Wherever Simon is.
you 3 went bust, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I had.
You 2 went bust. You had 1.
1.
You had 3.
Simon had 3.
You had 3, and Simon had 3. Okay.
Thank you, David, for liking us.
Thank
So,
you.
for anybody who went bust, you don't hear a thing. Chikwana's dissage spiel. We must all work together in the prophecy of making things right in the world and be the heroes we are meant to be.
All of a sudden, you guys get tinnitus.
You think you hear something, but it doesn't really register, just a noise behind you. You 2 and Simon, you're facing, and you're in the Umbra. And
Simon's right there. He says, "I'm in the umbrella in England."
The umbrella.
in the
always
backwards
need another-
mirror, you see Simon like looking around. What's going on?
What you got? Black
After he
umbrella.
finishes his little speech, you see Cordelia in the background go. Just kind of a. Oh,
That's probably the same look I give too.
yeah.
That's all we rolled
Yeah,
for was to hear that.
Yeah.
Just to hear and see that she went
Oh.
Okay. Now,
Like the snob bitch I'm about to. No, sorry.
you make a rage roll.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to walk up to her in the Umbra
Okay.
and stand right in front of her. Just stare at her. What does she look like? Bubbles?
she's
Well, you
the
can see the
severe
hair
looking one.
No, I
From
mean,
her
does she look like
nostrils.
this pebbled
Yeah. Glass
glass?
pebbled. Yeah. A
Yeah.
guru that's not in the Umbra.
Right. Oh,
And that's 4.
actually, she looks,
That's 4.
Your target number is now going to be 6 for this because it's not a
Oh.
instant frenzy. It's more like
Okay.
a oh you bitch.
Okay. And 1's takeaway?
yes.
3.
Okay. This isn't a rage roll, so or a frenzy roll. This is just you got 3 rolls on your successes. You're like, oh, you are. It's one of those black mark. I'm remembering that. You go up to the Umbra, go up to her in the Umbra, and just stare at her, and she's got that kind of like, oh, and you notice it's now that you're right up on her face. It's not a mean. Oh, you were so full of crap. It's more like a. I've heard that before.
Oh, so more of a sign of recognition of being bored of it.
Maybe or like
Or-
yeah, right. Like that's never gonna happen.
Like she
More
doesn't
so-
trust what he says because
more like-
she's heard it too many
Too
times.
many times and it never follows through. And it's like it's not a Silverfang saying it, so you know that kind of thing. But it's still disrespectful.
Yeah. I
It's
agree.
still like he's giving this passionate speech and she's like, whatever. But as you get close to her, it's not a whatever lower life form. It's more like, right, well, I'll believe that when it happens. So it is kind of that. It for you, it kind of lessens the,
Right.
you know, okay, that was disrespectful.
It's like a
but
Winnebago.
I understand. Cam,
Well,
you
the
didn't,
slight difference
you don't
is
even give it.
Winnebago
You
probably
didn't see
listens
that.
to it
You're
all the time.
I don't care why.
You're like, bitch, that was disrespectful. That's all
I'm
you're
gonna mumble under my breath. Well, you just turned the backpack, and I'm just gonna walk right behind her and stay behind her the whole time.
Tickle her umbrella. She's like, "What tickling me?"
She doesn't even realize she's all bareback.
Simon, you just heard that pun and you're like, I'm leaving this place.
Yeah.
You
did I just walk
you
into?
throw the umbral foam dice at Cam and go back to limp. Okay. So anyway,
Umbrella.
so you say that and he's like, well, we can speak of that. There's been much talk of that over the generations, but maybe something tells me with this group it's different. I would be interested. And just then,
We can speak of it if once we prove ourselves.
oh, that's fine. Just then, kind of everybody feels chilly. Like the room temperature just went down by about 20 degrees.
I'm on constant lookout. So
Yeah, you are in the Umbra. You don't see anything, but you feel that umbral wind, and it is cold, like chills you to the bone. And it's just a
look
little
in the
bit of an
direction it's
umbral.
blowing.
It comes from everywhere. Yeah, the Umbra, it's not like the real world, so
Yeah, no.
it feels like it just, like everything hit you all at once and you just got chilled to the bone for a second. But you don't see anything amiss. It's kind of weird. But yeah, you guys feel that, and then it gradually, quickly, kind of goes back to normal. They all kind of look at each other, and Abigail's like, that's some of the things that's been happening the last couple weeks. It's bizarre. And I'm not sure what's happening.
You don't have like moving furniture, books falling off shelves.
Doors closing, things
Yeah.
of that nature, sometimes.
What?
I'm gonna-
Really?
Some noises.
Serious?
There are
Seriously?
doorways in this room, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to them in the Umbra and kind of look and
Yeah, there's a doorway, an open doorway to the back of the room, like going on through. And as you look back there, you do see what looks like kind of an office, as you could say. It's like a library that's been converted to an office. Modern days, there's a computer there and all that. You see all the spiders on the computer and all that jazz. But as you look in, it's like, okay, it looks out of place. You do notice as you look in here, though, there are some things that you sense or can see are like, have a little bit of an umbral glow. And as you kind of look, it's like, okay, there might be some fetishes in this room. You know, there's something in a desk drawer that's giving off a feeling of control over something. Nothing major, but it's like,
kind of go up and
yeah,
touch it or whatever.
yeah, you can kind of open the drawer in the Umbra and see it, and it looks like it's actually a pocket watch, but it's not a pocket watch. It's just like a medallion that opens up, and when it opens up, you can tell there's like runes inscribed in it, and the runes are very patternized, and it's kind of like as you take it out and pick it up, you notice all the spiders on the computer, they're kind of doing their own kind of thing, but they all kind of like, and you kind of like, okay, and you turn it and they start moving in different patterns, and it's like, this is a fetish that controls
Pattern.
the internet.
Oh,
So it's like, if you want a better internet connection, this fetish, it's like a glasswalker fetish. If you have this next to your computer, your internet speed boosts, your spell checkers like automatic.
Can we get one for us?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're like,
yeah, we can.
steal it.
Oh, I say Call of Duty, here I come.
Yeah, it's a fetish that controls the internet.
That goes with
patterns.
Simon saying spiders on the computer, are they surfing the web? Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll put it back.
And then David off TikTok says, nice.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
So there's also another one somewhere in the room. It looks like it's probably up in a safe that is giving off some sort of power. You can't tell what because it's in a safe, and there's no way to get to it. You can just sense it's in there. You do also notice as you kind of come back out of the parlor, there are some books on the shelves that you didn't notice before. They're like, the books are all dark, but then every once in a while you'll see one that's got a little bit of an inner glow to it. So it's like, oh, okay, these must be books on magic or something, and they've actually got a presence in the Umbra. So just random little things around the house, but nothing's like worm taint, nothing like that. It's more like relics, fetishes, talons, that kind of thing. So,
At least in those two rooms that he's.
right, you haven't explored the whole house yet, but that's what you can see right around here. So
Okay.
okay. And back to the real world.
I'm gonna go ahead and slip back out
Slip back out of the Umbra. Where do you want to
Right
go now?
behind Cordelia.
In the study?
in the den,
Where they all?
the computer where the computer's at.
Oh, in the office.
Office, excuse me. yeah.
Okay.
I'll use the reflective surface of the computer screen.
Yeah, the computer screen. You can well, actually, you don't need a reflective surface to get out,
Oh, okay.
just to get in,
Right.
because you have to.
Well, and I'll do it back in there then, so I don't think I'm trying to steal shit from their house.
Oh, okay. So you just whoop right back in,
Right behind him.
right behind a Winnebago.
Yep.
So
Trying to keep me out.
Actually, no, I'll cut him in behind Chiquita.
Chiquita
Banana.
Peter.
Chiquita banana. Okay, so
I go,
you
oh my gosh! Get out of there.
you get out of the Umbra, and yeah, Cordelia does kind of have a start. Trevor does kind of like, oh. Abigail even's like, whoa, I didn't expect that. You notice most of the rest of them are like, oh, yeah, okay, it's you. Nobody really jumps out of their skin, but the Silverfangs are like, oh, God, we're not used to that here. Control yourself.
Put your pants back on.
So anyway, as you come back out of the Umbra, they're like, did you sense anything? Trevor says, did you see anything?
The only thing I felt was a cold wind.
Can you see ghosts in there?
Didn't
Yes.
see any. Yes, you can.
You
I didn't
can?
see any.
Yes. You guys aren't building a pool in the
The only thing I
backyard,
saw were
No, but it was weird. We got this place really cheap.
the only thing I saw was there's a couple fetishes in that room over there, and these few books up here are obviously magical.
Trevor says, yes, there's a fetish that helps me run my businesses on the internet. There's another one in the safe. It's actually an old Silverfang relic of Erskine's. We've locked it away for safekeeping for now.
Good place to keep it.
Just a symbol of leadership, really. I can show it to you if you wish.
Nah,
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good.
He goes in there and he's like, I'll bring it back out.
What is its name?
It doesn't really have a name. It's just a
I'm,
symbol.
I'm looking at the books that I found.
Yeah, you kind of pick out the books. One of them is based on verbena magic, which is kind of interesting. You do see one that is a book of rites
Oh,
for Silverfangs.
nice.
And there's also probably one on...
I won't pick them up. I'll just
Yeah.
look. You know.
Well, the other one is like a journal, but it was written by a Silverfang about like a certain bloodline history. That maybe you're assuming it's this bloodline.
Right.
So it's got a power in the Umbra because it's very important to them.
Gotcha.
So he comes back out and he's got this basically what looks like a dagger made of wood, and it's got gold inlaid into the wood of the blade, like the veins of wood look like gold. The handle is a bone, like a femur bone, and it actually has some like, feathers and stuff wrapped around it. And he says this is the, I guess you would call it the dagger of leadership. Whichever Silverfang elders have this, it tells other Silverfangs that you are the elder of this house. It is Erskine's, and should he pass away, it would pass on to the next in line. And Cordelia said, which is you, brother? He's like, yes, it is. And should I pass away, it would pass to Cordelia, and so on.
Thank you for allowing me to view it.
Yes. It would pass to Morven, but he has no interest anymore. And
We haven't
kinda
seen
goes-
Morven yet, have we?
He's the big Arctic wolf.
He walked off.
Oh, he's the one that walked
He
off.
goes
Okay.
and puts it in the safe. Cordelia is like, yes, Morven is old and he is very set in his ways. So anyway, she says Morven has taken it upon himself to protect the Manor House, which is our home. So our grounds, the house, that sort of thing. He is ever vigilant and has no interest in any of the pack's doings. He
Sounds a noble quest, or
Yeah. Abigail said yes, he is. And lately he's been even more detached. And
What is this?
Abigail, she says he's even been more detached and removed. And I think it has something to do with what's going on.
Now, who's she referring to?
Morven, the Arctic wolf.
Arctic Morven.
And Trevor says, yes, I do believe that our elder's malady, I think Morven is trying to seek it out as well. And has had no luck, obviously. But he is ever vigilant for something, anything.
You didn't have a picture of Morven, did you?
maybe he
No,
senses something.
It's just a big Arctic wolf. So
Maybe he senses something.
I'm sure he does, but I'm not sure if he knows what it is or how to sense it or how to find it. I think he's on the lookout, but he is old.
We should probably talk to him as well.
Ravenna says he will likely not speak to you. He rarely speaks to us. In fact, I'm the only one he tends to really acknowledge.
Then I guess you should have to talk to him then.
I have tried. He just senses something. I know he's frustrated that he can't find it.
Can we meet Erskine?
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 Trevor and Cordelia look at each other, and she kind of does that. Well, Trevor's like, you may. I don't know how he'll react, but I would happily bring you to him.
Would it be acceptable if my friend and I went to the Umbra when we visit him, so we can see anything that might be affecting him?
That is a good idea, yes. And the fewer people to enter the room might be easier, as he kind of looks at everybody.
Chikwana.
Well, I can stay here then.
Chikwana.
Jack's like, yeah, maybe I best stay out as well.
Let's go home.
You could join them.
You could.
Yeah, I'll take you with us.
I can get there on my own.
Well, I'm just
Maybe.
saying. I'll hold your hand. I love you. There's a big mirror over here. Oh, it's turned around. Why?
You want to hold my hand?
I want to hold
And I got the monosis. Not so much.
What was it you rolled for that again? I'm sorry. Here. Right.
Oh, never mind. He's like, I can get there. Looks in the mirror. He's gone. He's like, woo. Hey, it worked.
Haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. So Jack goes to the Umbra. You going to the Umbra?
Well, we're going up to meet.
Yeah, but River
That's what
said
River's saying
you
is
guys should be in the Umbra when they meet him so you can see what's going
So
on.
who's going to talk to him then?
These guys. Well, Kayim,
me and so far.
Okay.
What's the target number on Umbra shifting?
here it's 5. Well, Jack actually says, well, if you want to go in the room, River and I can go to the Umbra.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Can speak.
Fine.
If we see something, we'll know. So, okay.
So you got to talk to River and he's gone
You
already.
guys go up to see Erskine. Are you going to stay down here?
Yeah, I'm going to try and wander around a little bit.
Okay. Ravenna is kind of like, I can show you around the house if you wish.
Sure.
You like doggy style? Or?
Oh, God.
She says, follow me. And she kind of
Probably
starts.
more like you do it with the TV on or off.
I don't do it at all. It's a litany. Look at those two. You think I want to have a kid like that? Get out of here. No, I'm sorry. So she's going to escort you kind of around the house and give you a little bit of a tour and maybe the history if you ask or anything.
And this is the red room.
This is our actual fetish room.
This is our rubber room.
That's in the fetish room.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We have an entire room that's a fetish.
those going
It's our
upstairs.
fetish room.
You go up the big staircase. Trevor and Abigail are taking you up the stairs.
So who's in the Umbra with me? It's me and Jack, right?
Me and Jack.
Okay. Chiquita didn't.
Chiquita Banana staying.
Not-
So somebody can talk to Erskine.
Oh,
Calm
right.
down.
The smart person stays
Yeah.
out. Good idea.
Yeah. Cam would have done
What do you
it, but
think?
she would have probably punched him in the nuts. So
What's wrong, old man?
I got a reaction.
So you guys go upstairs. You and Jack follow in the Umbra, and yeah.
Hey, man.
Oh, sorry.
God.
As you guys walk up down the hall, there's several doors.
Listen to the Umbra.
Get to one of the doors, and Trevor's like, Abigail, perhaps you should enter first. He's a little more calm around you, and she's like, I'll try. She kind of, and you hear from inside like a, yeah. She opens the door, kind of says, grandfather. You hear somebody kind of mumble something. She opens it a little wider, and she's like, grandfather, it is Trevor and I, and we have some visitors to see you. They want to see if they can help you. And Trevor kind of steps to the door, and he's like, Erskine, these people may be able to help. They are of our kind. They might aid us in helping you ease your mind. And he's like, well, who are they? And he says, well, may I allow them to enter? He says, I suppose. So you guys walk into the room.
I'm staying behind everybody. So.
Okay. Jack's going to walk right into the room.
Oh, walk around Jack.
Who is this? We're going to see then?
Huh?
Who is this we're going to see?
Erskine. And this is Erskine. So he kind of he's sitting up in bed and he's got like the robe over him. So he's obviously in bed clothes. And when you walk in, his room is like the master bedroom. It's a 4-poster bed. It's got the curtains around it. Big tall window. You know, it's very gothic in here. Mm-hmm. And he's in his bed. There's a lamp nearby and a chandelier hanging from the ceiling and the whole 9 yards. And as he looks over, you guys, Trevor and Abigail, walk in. You 3 enter. And he kind of pauses. And he's like, interlopers! And he throws back the covers and shifts to Krynos.
Oh, fuck.
And just starts to get up, but he's really like unstable. He's like, interlopers, you're here for me. You're here for my power and my family. You cannot have it. You cannot take it from me. And he's starting to get up.
I'm going to quickly get on it and do the rite
Are you
of
in cat
contrition.
form?
No, I'm human.
The rite of attrition?
Yeah, that's what-
Contrition,
Oh, contrition. Okay.
But-
which is apology.
Okay.
So do I have
Now-
to roll for that?
Well, hold on. He's getting up. You're going to do the rite of contrition.
Yes.
That's your plan.
Yes.
What do you do?
The kitten's cry. Can I do that in human form, or do I have to be in one of the other cat things?
Probably have to be in one of the other cat forms.
All right. So I will immediately shift to my regular feline form and do the kitten's cry.
Okay. And what are you going to do?
Hey, be you, girl.
Going. We were warned that he would probably do this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to upset everybody. And I'm already halfway thinking about it anyway. Like, should he see me? But what I want to do is the reason I made that face is I want to reduce the number of people in this room. So I was going to try to grab Kylie and go into the Umbra.
Okay. Well, you go to grab her. She shapeshifts.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So you shift in the Umbra, and you see Jack and River standing there. They kind of like, oh, okay. And it's weird when you're in the Umbra and she shifts. It's like that pebble glass. She just kind of, and it's solid.
Focuses into one.
And
Right.
it just, yeah, she's now solid in the Umbra with you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. The pebbles like just become.
So, okay, you guys in the Umbra. When he starts to shapeshift, you see him shapeshift in the Umbra, and it's through that pebble glass. You notice, though, there's something about him that he's more in the Umbra when he shapeshifts and not all pebbled glass. He's got more of a presence in the Umbra that's not usual. He didn't go to the Umbra.
Does it look tainted or anything?
It doesn't look tainted, but it does look odd. And when he
Like
shifts,
maybe instead
there's
of looking
a little-
through pebble glass, like maybe he's actually like 3D pebble glass in his
Not
shape?
really.
No?
he's got an aura about him.
An aura. Okay.
Let's put it that way. So the aura might look pebbled, but he himself looks like he's in the Umbra, but there's that little haze around him that's still not in the Umbra. Or maybe he's more pebbled, a little more in focus, but the aura is more... You can almost see into the real world around him. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
Let me describe it that way.
Okay.
So when he shapeshifts, he's the pebble glass, but it's like a smoother pebble glass, so you can see him better. And then he's got this aura around him where you can actually see the real world, like you're looking through a hole.
Yeah.
Which
Like
is
he's
kind of-
outlined in the real world.
Yes. And it's just weird. You know for a fact he's not in the Umbra. He can't see you. So that's what you guys see.
I look over to Jack and I'm like, hey,
He's like, I don't know.
have I seen that before in anything? Yeah.
Jack's like, I ain't never seen that.
That's not natural.
We'll have to talk to Chikwana about that. He's
Well,
the expert.
You want me to talk to him? Or you want to talk
Well,
to him?
let's wait and see what's going to happen before he,
Well, we
he
can't-
attacks.
I don't know. Can we attack someone in the Umbra? I don't think we can we?
No. You can peek,
Right.
but then you're open to anything in the Umbra.
All right.
So he's like, we'll just sit tight and see how they handle it.
Right.
If we start jumping out of the Umbra, that guy's going to flip.
I agree. He is.
So,
I have this really weird question. I just got there, so I don't know if I can do anything in the Umbra yet. Not, or just do
no,
an action.
just to see it.
Okay.
So, okay. You were going to do Rite of Contrition. Do you have that written down? Anything
Yes.
about it?
That
You're
it's
gonna do Kids Cry?
basically it's a rite which shows that I'm apologizing for everything
Okay.
I've done, and basically showing that I'm
He's showing his soft underbelly.
basically.
I'm going to use the restroom and I'll be right back.
All right.
Back to the action.
Okay. Okay. So,
Be right back.
Rite of Contrition. So, do you have to roll for that, did it say?
No, I don't have. It's I don't have it. It's page 140.
Page 140.
Oh, I'm so sorry to wake you from your nap. Bless you.
Oh, okay. The difficulty level of the rite equals the rage of the target spirit or guru. One success is considered enough for a gracious apology.
Love you too, John. I don't know you, but I love you anyway.
What I roll for that?
Okay. To enact this rite successfully, the guru must either give a small gift to the offended individual, or in the case of a spirit, possess some aspect of a certain spirit in question. But I'm not doing that. You can just,
Grovel.
yeah. Charisma and rituals, if you have that.
Rituals. What's rituals under? Okay,
yeah.
knowledge.
Do you have rituals?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have both of those. That's 5 dice.
So your target number is going to be 5.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. And do you have anything written down for Kitten's Cry, Dennis?
Yeah, I got the whole thing. My also called Pathetimu. For its pitiful sound, its gift and music work has voice of the tone so pathetic that anyone who hears it goes out of his way to comfort her. The compulsion extends to attackers who break off hostilities unless they're attacked in return. Most best they consider this a dirty but useful trick.
Yeah.
So difficulty boo would be a 2.
It's manipulation. I roll manipulation plus expression, which for me is going to be a 3, and that depends upon what the relationship thing. Now, if he's a total stranger, it's going to be 7.
Okay, he's a total stranger.
Okay.
You've never met this guy.
Come on, 7s.
Lucky 7s.
I got a 10, so that's 2.
All right. Basically, Erskine gets up and he shapeshifts to a Krynos, and his Krynos, he's white. You know, even his hair's white, but he's still got a couple black streaks in his hair, like he does. But he's got like the beard is like long and stringy, like, you know, those wolves where it's like they've just fed on something.
Right.
And he's like scraggly, and he's very like wiry looking. You ever see the movie Dog Soldiers?
Yeah.
Okay, those Krynos.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like kind of thin.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he gets up.
Got the mange.
Kind of, he looks like he's got the mange. And as he gets up, you see him kind of stumble out of bed. And as soon as you start doing that and you start mewling, he kind of cocks his head and teeters, and he shifts back to Glabro, the half man.
Yeah.
And just kind of like falls back on the bed, like sits back on the bed and just kind of slumps and kind of holds his head.
Yeah.
And you notice he kind of like tries to calm down, but he's still in Glabro form.
Right.
And he kind of pauses, and when he looks over to you, and he does kind of do that. he kind of like pauses and then shakes his head.
It's like, why is there a fucking cat?
Yeah, and he kind of puts his hand out to you, not like, oh, you have a kind face. But he does kind of like reach for you and just kind of like drops his hand. And the first words he says, forgive me. I'm not myself lately. And he looks at you and he's like, arise.
I bow, raise my neck, and then
And he actually looks over at you and he's like, jump on his lap.
Yeah.
He actually pets you and he's like, I have not seen your kind for many years.
I used to own one.
Yeah.
I used to own some of you, but
Yep. He pauses,
I purged you.
grabs a pair of shears. You are Spade, right? Because I can.
This guy Bob Barton.
Oh, here. Click, click.
So he kind of like pets you for a moment and then kind of gently sets you on the ground. He's like, I am not myself as of late. Thank you for snapping me out of that. I have these episodes more often.
That is why we are here, great leader.
And at that, he does still kind of look at you suspiciously. He's like, yes, why are you here?
To help.
To help, for we have heard that there would be a pack through a vision.
Dennis, do you shapeshift to...
Yeah, I should shift back to homage.
Okay. You said what?
Screw it, we went for
Antenna,
those.
right? Was that her? What she is? Madam
Oh, Verbena Mage.
Verbena
She's a
Mage.
mage, actually.
Verbena Mage had a vision of there would be a great Silverfang, a great person in trouble, and that we were to come, be viewed as interlopers, but we are here to help the great Silverfang family that is in trouble.
Yes, I called you that, didn't I?
And when you said such things, then perhaps it is true. We are a larger group of Guru of various time, and I can point.
Thinking of Bjorn.
Yeah.
Two is a group.
We are others there, not to overwhelm you.
He kind of pauses. He's like, they're near. Yes, they are near.
If with your permission, I'm sure they would join us, but did not want to
Yes.
without your permission.
Please, come to this realm.
I'm gonna get to my natural form
Yeah.
before I come out.
Okay.
And
All right.
I'll
The
let everybody else go first, then I'll come out.
Okay. Jack is going to come out in Homid, and I'll see what Cam wants to do.
Waiting on Bobby. So again, make sure you check out our Linktree. There you can find a link to our Instagram, where we only need a few more folks to reach 500, and we're going to do a big giveaway. Giveaways.
Bobby, we are exiting the Umbra.
Oh, are we?
Erskine calms down, and he basically says, Chikwana says, our group is a bunch of, and he's like, two is a group? Like Bjorn. He's like, they're, with your permission, he instantly was like, yes, they're near. They are very near. And he said,
Jump
with
in
your
his lap or something?
yeah, with your permission, they can. And he's like, yes, please come to this realm. Now, as you guys do this, Chikwana, anybody who's familiar with the Umbra, like more so, Chikwana and River, not so much Jack and Cam, not you. You two can go ahead and roll smarts, or not smarts, intelligence and occult. Your difficulty number is going to be, I'm going to say 5.
Come on, halitosis.
2, 4.
Gosh dang it.
Another bust. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm going to give you 1 success
Come on,
okay.
Chikwana.
because you are like Umbra baby.
I'm Umbra, baby.
5. Okay. You kind of think when he's like, yes, they are near, you're like,
How does he sense them?
that's odd. You know, that's not common at all. That's
No.
really not the
That's
way
why I'm
it
holding back
works.
as we're going out. I'm just
Yeah,
going to
that's not the way it works. So Jack's going to exit in human form. Are you going to do the same?
Yeah, I just also want to point out that I have enigmas, so I'm going to be constantly trying to figure out this puzzle.
Okay.
Anytime I can roll, let me know.
Okay, I will. As a matter of fact, you roll perception and enigmas.
Because I had an idea when he was outlined in the
Yeah.
reality.
Roll your perception and enigmas. Your target number is going to be 6.
Jeez.
4.
4? Okay. So when he was like, the others of our group are here, and he's like, yes, they are near. You notice something around here. There's like a little inner glow around his collarbone, like clavicle, right here. There's like a little glow, and you just barely catch a glimpse of it, and then it disappears. And he's like, please come to this realm. So you exit the Umbra. So you can do that. So there was something about him here, but you don't know what it was, just an inner glow that you've never seen before. So you guys exit the Umbra. He's like, oh. And he does seem kind of like, oh, but not like Cordelia, oh, get them out of here. But it's more like, oh, I didn't expect Metis to be here, you know?
Yeah, I'll step out.
And then you step out as a bear.
As a bear.
Okay. He's like, oh.
I just sit down.
He's like, well, your pack is more than Guru
Yes.
and Garwal. I haven't seen one of them for an age. In fact, Bastet, for one to even speak to us on friendly terms is uncommon.
So is our times together. As I mentioned before, there are dark forebodings, and if time gives us, and we can help your condition, perhaps we can speak on it further of visions and other things that have transpired among our pack that has brought us stronger together to fight the worm that is constantly growing beyond even our thoughts. Gia screams to us to help our brothers and sisters in any form. We are butchered, even great strong packs like the Silverfangs, when the worm can seep its way into certain things. Perhaps it is other eyes that can sense it when we are not open to see certain ways, hence the Umbra and other things. We come only to aid and to fight our mutual enemy.
I haven't heard those words spoken for many years. Not like that.
It is time to speak again.
You are Silent Strider, are you not?
I am.
Are you sure you're not a child of Gia? And he kind of smiles.
Perhaps we are all, are we not?
We are. We are. But
Some of us are not as elegant as...
that tribe speaks much like you do. You guys come out of the Umbra. He kind of like acknowledges you and that. Roll your perception and enigmas again. Target number of 7 this time.
As a player, I have several ideas about what's going on.
That's fine. Don't metagame. Rely on your character.
I don't. I play this game.
Kevin, you said?
Yeah.
We're done with metagame.
1. You notice as he's talking, it looks like he has a mark there, but it's like it looks like a big liver spot. You know, it's just like a discoloring of his skin right,
Hi,
right
Anastasia.
there.
Hi.
It's like,
Hey.
yeah.
Hi, honey.
Whoa, Melton made a long time ago.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
4 minutes ago. Sheesh.
All right.
I'm paying attention.
I don't know your story.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I haven't said anything to you. Okay, Winnebago. Downstairs, Ravenna's kind of showing you around the house. She's like, you know, kind of like it. This is the dining room. This is the kitchen. Upstairs, the bedrooms, that kind of thing. We have a basement. She asks if you want to know anything about the history of the house. She's like, I don't mean to bore you with any of the details.
You got a bar?
Yes, we have a bar
Where's that at?
back in the parlor. We were
Oh.
just in there.
Well, I probably saw that then.
Oh, yes.
So,
We could check the kitchen.
sure. Kitchen sounds nice.
So you go through the dining room and go into the
Or the
kitchen.
ballroom, or the day.
The library.
Where's Colonel
Well,
Mustard?
how long have you guys lived in this fancy old place?
Pardon me while I find the bedpan in the corner.
Well, many generations. Most of us have been in this house since we were discovered as pups. Went through the initial rites, but the manor itself has been in the Silverfang bloodline for generations. In fact, it used to be a very important part of our bloodline.
How's that?
Well, the Silverfangs.
Yes.
Let me
Just
check my
remembering
notes
something
that I
that
brought
wasn't you,
specifically
or-
for talking to you.
Oh, to me?
Yes, because you asked the question. I have to check.
The question which that must never be asked. The question is hidden in plain sight.
Okay, yeah.
42.
So this town was actually founded by the
No, I know.
Silverfangs tribe,
Wrong mythos.
the Hammerstein line. Hammerstein Manor was built in the 1700s, and it's been in our pack for that many generations.
And the secret movie cameras in every room.
Wallisford was the name of the original patriarch.
Plain clue, actually.
Was the name of the actual Silverfang patriarch who founded this town. Wallisford.
Oh,
was
the
his
name of the
actual
town.
name. For years, it served as the Hammerstein home and family business. As a matter of fact, the Hammerstein line of the guru of the Silverfangs believed in trying to help people when they could, and this was a sanitarium that treated the mentally infirm. Because we knew our Silverfangs and our elders and our own brethren would succumb to that eventually, we used it.
Whoa, hold on a second. This was a sanitarium?
Oh, yes.
Like crazy people, but crazy werewolves?
Well, both. It was a sanitarium to help the mentally unstable humans. But as we knew most of our Silverfang brethren would eventually succumb to some sort of madness, or on the chance that they would, we used it to take care of them as well. As you can understand, a violently disturbed guru is not going to do well in a human sanitarium.
Oh, I understand that.
So
yeah.
we took many precautions. So a lot of the Hammersteins served as...
So what's all this stuff about the Silverfangs going crazy all the time?
Oh, it's in our bloodline. Some say we were cursed by the worms. Some say that in the old days, back in the Dark Ages, the Silverfangs... Well, we do have the fault of arrogance and pride. And,
Well, so do a lot of humans, but they don't go crazy.
well, that's true, but you have to understand that the Silverfangs of the Dark Ages felt that they were the true aristocrats and the true leaders of the Guru tribes, of the 13 tribes. And when it came to breeding, they chose not to breed among the lowly humans.
Oh, yeah, the inbreeding.
Yes. Breeding with your kinfolk is almost as bad as breeding with one another.
By kinfolk, she means...
Humans that have the gene but never turned.
So that's inbreeding to them.
It can affect their bloodline.
Okay.
It doesn't always affect other bloodlines, though. So that's why she says it affects our bloodline more so than the others, which is why some say it's a curse of the worm. Some say it's just a genetic mutation of the Silverfangs. We don't know what it is, but it's done its damage throughout the bloodlines for all these years. As we say, Abigail has learned to be more liberal about her thinking, and some of us have adhered much more closely to the litany and opened up our prospects, so to speak. So we don't have as much of that problem, but the problem is still there.
Yeah. So is anyone really, really bad ever died here that was crazy?
I couldn't
That was
say.
a Silverfang?
Probably, but
Can't think of any off the top of your head, though.
not specifically, no. Most of the time, if it was a Silverfang that was on the edge of a deathbed, they were taken to a cairn and dealt with. Old Yeller style. No, they were usually taken to a cairn so the proper rites could be performed to ease their passage It's the final resting place.
I do have Umbral Affinity too. I didn't know if that was a...
Is that like Xfinity, but in the Umbra?
I forgot it has under merits.
She
So-
says, so yes, the cells are below. Actually, they still remain today. We don't use them. Nobody goes down there.
Well, hell, let's go down there.
If you wish,
Let's swing by the kitchen first. Is there any beer in the fridge?
I'm sure there is.
All right.
So you guys swing over to the kitchen, have a couple beers. Or she's like, "Oh yes."
I just like to walking around drinking the beer, so yeah, I don't have to stop and drink it there or anything. But
So you guys-
actually, on the way there, I was like, so Abigail said something about this place being haunted. Then
Well, there has been some unusual activity, like umbral situations. I don't know if it's umbral echoes or what it is, but it's never really been bad until the last couple of weeks. Just when Erskine started getting worse, which is why it led us, mainly Abigail, to believe it was something to do with the Umbra. And most of us have never really bothered with the Umbra, except for maybe Morven when he was younger, but he never goes there now. And I really haven't been there myself in several years. In fact, the last time I tried, it wore me out trying to get through the gauntlet. I had almost lost the gnosis and forgot what I was doing. So I just haven't tried since.
well, I can understand that.
I know Abigail has made one trip there. I don't think she was prepared for it, but she hasn't asked for anything, so I think she wants to keep it quiet from the others, which I understand. So I really haven't offered to help. I was thinking about it, if I could get to the Umbra easier nowadays, but now that your pack is here, you seem to be pretty comfortable in the Umbra.
Well, for the most part, the others are. Right, I'm not too keen on the whole thing. I like to do my ass kicking in the real world.
Have you been to the Umbra?
I've been to the Umbra, yeah. Not that often, though. It was lower on my educational scale.
As mine. Yes. I guess we do have something in common.
Yeah.
Real quick, you guys back upstairs. Erskine is kind of in the globule form, and he's like, well, I don't know what you can find. I don't know how this all came about. It's all a haze. And then he kind of looks past you guys toward the doorway, like in thought, and he kind of gets this look of abject fear on his face, and he's like, and then he kind of like, and starts to almost like fall asleep, and he just lays back in his bed, like passes out. Everybody,
Oh, was he doing
looks at
that?
the door, and
But I'm gonna sense worm when he does that.
no,
I'm gonna look at the door.
well, you don't see anything.
I'm gonna go look out the door.
Okay, you go look out the door. There's nothing in the hallway out there.
Give a moment, kind of look at Trevor and basically look at them.
Just then, you hear a door slam down the hallway.
I run after it.
Sweet.
Okay, you run after it.
Yep, since I'm already in the doorway.
Start loping. Anybody else going out in the hallway? You see River take off down the hall.
Oh, chase.
I was
Okay.
gonna look at somebody else
Just
in the
some
room.
poor maid.
Okay.
There's some poor maid out there.
Yeah.
Just here to, oh my God, it's a bear here!
Now I gotta clean the sheets again because I crapped myself. Okay, so you're gonna run down the hall. Kylie, you're gonna chase her or follow her. What are you gonna do?
You're her?
I'm just kind of waiting on him looking and
You're
observing.
her?
What?
You know,
On her
You
sky?
are a
yeah.
her?
Okay.
And kind of
No,
the
I mean,
room
you're
is
him.
being-
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just in bear form right now.
Jack is probably
Are
gonna
you
take
you?
off.
I'm
down
a
the hall.
you.
Okay.
So, or at least go to the door. He's probably gonna go to the door. Okay, so you two. Roll your perception and alertness. You can roll perception and enigmas. Alright, Bobby, this time your
I
target
have
number.
Enigmas
Out of the
too.
way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Roll perception and enigmas. Both of your target numbers are going to be 6.
One.
1.
Looking for what?
No, just Kayim and
Oh,
What's
I'm
the
sorry.
difficulty?
I thought you were putting
6.
Ha!
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Use a bowl for a dice thing.
9 dice. 8 dice and lose it.
I'm kidding.
I got 1 as an 8.
The bowls are
You
good.
put your cheese balls in there too.
You need to.
Cheesy dice.
Nice.
I know.
Send us money, folks. We need to buy dice trays for everybody. For those of us who don't have them. We are a poor gaming
So
group.
most of the time we just
Not
forget
I
everybody.
them.
just keep forgetting that.
Yeah, just say we just forget them every once in a while.
Okay. You don't see this, but you see that mark, that liver spot looking mark. When he looks at the door and gets
Doesn't want
that
to
shocked
show it.
look on his face, it almost looks like it changes, like it comes into make a shape for a second just before he passes out. Like it's more of a pattern or something, but you don't know if it's still there, but it kind of came into focus and then he passed out. He's laying on the bed.
Go stick your tongue down his throat.
Yeah.
That's not who I was looking at.
Oh, who are you looking at?
Somebody else.
Well, who are you looking at?
Abigail.
Oh, she's like, what the hell was that? She had no clue, and you don't know anything about her. You don't notice anything.
Okay. Just checking her response to him doing that.
A look of concern. That's it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you have that roll because I thought that's what. And you were looking at him earlier.
Yeah, as he starts doing that,
Yeah.
I realize
You
what's
see
going
that
on.
when you
and
look
then
over at Abigail, and she's just like got a look of concern on him. He looks at the door, looks back at him like concerned. And he knows Trevor is kind of the same, but he looks at the door. He will actually go to the door to see when they take off. Like, what is it? What is it? And Jack goes up by Trevor by the doorway.
Okay.
So, okay. Do you walk over to Erskine or anything like that? Check on him, or
I'll approach him.
okay, you approach him.
Yeah.
You see Chikwana walking up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then basically kind of looking at him and basically the truth of Gia. Now, what does that do? Does that just calm?
Tells you whether he's telling the truth or not.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure. What does it say? I think it's you can tell if they're telling you the truth or not.
Okay. All right. Well, then there's not much I can do there.
So he walks up to him, and I can walk up behind him.
Yeah. You walk up there with
And I
him.
point at that spot and go, "Look here."
Yep. Roll your perception.
Okay, I dare you.
Enigmas. Target number 4.
Look here.
Okay.
And
I'm going to actually
bet if
put
you
my
shoot
finger
that-
on it.
But if you shoot that spot with
What's
a
the
silver bullet,
target number?
it'll probably fix the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
6, 7,
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
okie dokie.
Look here. You who know all this. Look there.
Roll next. Next Winnebago.
So you look at this little spot, and at first it looks like a liver spot, but as you look at it, it's a pattern in his skin that's kind of like a freckle color. You know what I mean?
Worms in it.
But as you look at it, it kind of, you've seen that rune. It's a rune, like a tribal rune. You've seen that before. It's the symbol for Bane.
Bane.
A Bane, a spirit, an evil spirit.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
And it's the symbol of the Bane, but it's in a circle. And you know that means, usually it's like when you have a fetish and you trap a Bane in it, that's what that rune is for. There's a Bane embedded in something.
Okay, so since I have occult and
Yes.
stuff like that, can I know? And I have talked to spirits, so I don't as a gift. So do I know anything about that?
You do know that it has been dedicated to him somehow,
Okay.
and it's probably in him. So, you would probably have to go to the Umbra and draw it out of him somehow.
Okay.
Which may mean you just reach in and grab it. It may mean you have to speak to whatever's there or talk to another spirit to get it removed. It looks like somebody gave him a talisman that is a Bane imprisoned in it and said, "Here, put this on," and then dedicated it to him so it's stuck in him. He can't remove it, and probably doesn't even know it's there.
I'll look back at them. I quickly look at Trevor and Anastasia, are they looking at us pointing at that?
Trevor's looking out the door with Jack, kind of like, but Abigail's there. She, as you move up, start looking, she kind of moves up. I was like, what is it?
I look at her and I will use sense of spirit, truth of Gia.
Okay.
And then I will say, who gave him this Bane? And basically just,
Okay.
I'm going to use, not intimidation, but whatever. I guess it would be intimidation. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be
I
intimidation.
can back him up with intimidation.
That's true. Yeah. Cheat, yeah. Look at this Bane.
Who put this Bane there? King was like, "Argh." Okay, so you don't even have to roll.
Yeah.
Basically, you're like, who gave him this Bane? She's like, what? What Bane? And she's looking, she's like, sees the mark, is like, what is that?
That is a Bane. That is an evil spirit talisman that has been placed upon him.
She's kind of like, oh, she backs away. She's like, I have no idea where that came from. Why would he have it?
Somehow
And you can tell she is total truth.
Okay.
Total. And she's actually like, she's actually frightened. So it's like, yeah, you're telling the truth and you peed a little bit. So calm down. But yeah, she's freaking out.
I go, this is what has happened. This is what has turned him into this. How long ago was he able to be this way? How long?
It's been 2 weeks since he started to get like this.
And how long ago were you last in the Umbra?
About 3 days ago.
Before that?
Never.
She speaks the truth.
Yeah, and she's telling the truth.
No one else here goes into the Umbra?
Not that I know of. And then she's like, no, not him.
Oh.
Sort of. There's another guru that I think Erskine had talked to about real estate issues or something. And I think he lives near here. I've only met him once. And I thought my grandfather only met him once, but maybe they've... His name is Derek Underclaw. He is an Octena, which you know are the other Native American tribes. Well, you're not there, so I'll tell you later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Octena.
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
most of you guys know the Octena is another tribe. The Wendigo and the Octena were the two Native American tribes. The Wendigo were more...
Probably as much as I know, but...
Wendigo were kind of the warriors of Gia. They were basically Native Americans who lived with the land and all that stuff, kind of like followed the old ways in Deadlands, but they were fighters. They were more the warriors. The Octena were like the seekers of secrets, the sorcerers in a way. Like they would go to the Umbra a lot. And some of them would try and find like forbidden knowledges and stuff like that to either use it against the worm or to keep it out of evil hands, that kind of thing. So the Octena sometimes are looked upon as, man, you guys are playing with fire. Don't be doing that crap. Whether it's the worm or just this forbidden knowledge you're looking at, that is not a good idea. And they're like, no, we got this. You're all afraid to go looking for this stuff. We have to. So that's where that's kind of the Octena's thing. Mm-hmm. And she's like, he's been here once. I met him once. Surely, but why would he do this? Why would he do this to my grandfather? I thought they were friends. They had a business dealing a few weeks back, about a month ago, and I don't know if he's been in touch with him since.
There could be many reasons you are not privy to. There are always secrets.
Could be that it was unintentional.
Could be. You have your permission to speak with this spirit. I do not know what it will do with it to him.
Absolutely. Yes, if you can. You guys get down the hall. You open tons of doors. You don't see anything. Nothing.
I'm gonna make my way back to the room then.
Okay. No, you get back to the room. Jack and Trevor are there. Like, did you see anything?
kind of try to do some sniffing out
Okay. Of anything in particular?
of anything.
Yeah, I can tell you, you're not going to
Whatever.
sense.
Okay.
You're not going to sense anything. It could have been just a noise, the wind blowing the door closed, but you don't sense anybody there. Nothing like that. So, all right, you guys go back in the room. Downstairs, Ravenna and you have a beer.
I'm
walk
walking,
around.
scratching
She's
behind
like,
your ear.
"You really want to go to those cells?"
Hell yeah, sure.
All right.
That's Winnebago.
So basically, as you guys, she takes you down this hallway and this basement door that looks like it hasn't been touched in years. And it's kind of like, down here is Pennywise the Clown, just so you know. Let's go down and take a look. A freaking Evil Dead root cellar. Someone's in my root cellar. You know, it's like, oh, Henrietta's down there. Let's go. So you, yeah, Winnebago, swallow this. Basically, she opens the basement door and you see these stairs and she like clicks on a light and it's just a light bulb. So it's like,
Yeah.
she's like, what?
Got in my Chikwana, so I had to lop it off at the
Walk
end.
on in. Can you actually walk? Can you walk full in, or is it like a crawl space?
No,
Or,
you walk in, there's like a landing and then
Yeah.
you go down the stairs.
Okay.
And then there's another landing and then you go down another.
Oh wow, this goes way down.
It's a pretty deep basement. So
Got cells down there, right?
yeah. So you guys go down, get to the landing. It's about like 15 steps and then another 12
Yes.
steps.
Okay.
Go down and then there's another landing and it goes like 5 steps and you're on the ground,
Okay.
like the basement floor. You notice it's weird. It's like a Warhammer map all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The floor's kind of padded down dirt. And there's like a couple old chairs there and like a card table or like an oak table that's kind of like a card table. Mm-hmm. And then there's actually a rack with halberds that are covered in cobwebs and some other weapons. You do actually see an old rifle, but it's like rusted. Mm-hmm. And then it's kind of like you walk down, table, 2 chairs, a chair over here, a rack with weapons, and right there is this big oak door.
Okay. I'm probably like, sweet. This is like a real Castle Wolfenstein down here.
Hammerstein, yes.
So get it, Wolfstein,
I see what you
Hammerstein,
did
Wolf.
there.
Yeah.
Let's go. So she kind of like, well, the door's not locked, I don't think. She grabs the handle and pulls it open, and it's pretty dark in there. She's like, oh.
Yeah. You got any torches?
She looks over. Yes, there is like a big
Better than that, we got flashlights.
storm lantern. There's a storm lantern there.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I think that's all that's down here now. Nobody's been down here for years. There's a flashlight. The batteries are dead.
Yeah. I got some matches.
Okay, so you light up the lantern, kind of put the lid down. Mm-hmm. She's kind of like, me first or you first? Okay.
Beauty first.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Women and children first, right?
She's like, that's okay. The brave one will go first. So,
Oh.
you guys walk in, and she kind of holds the thing up, and yeah, it's a hallway, and down the hallway you see what look like doorways,
Made of
but they're
human skin.
wrought iron cages.
Nothing to see.
And there's like 6 on each side that go down, and when it gets down to the end, you can tell it's like a T intersection, but it's pitch black down there. As you walk by, it's basically old cells. You know, there's a room with like a platform that was probably a bed with some straw on it. The floor is that hard packed dirt. The cells are pretty good size, though. You notice like they're about the size of this room, each cell. There's 6 on each side. You know, they're all obviously empty, but you do hear some rats scurrying around down here.
Screaming.
Yeah.
It's a ratkin. Let me the hell out of here! But yeah, you kind of walk through. You
Got a
do,
little tiny cage for them.
yeah, you do see like some bones in one of the rooms, but they're just bones. And as you kind of walk by or down toward the T intersection, you can see it goes off, and there's another row of like 6 on each side, so there's like 12 more cells down here.
Okay.
And she's like, well, let's
I point a direction and start walking that
start
way.
walking that way. And as you get down to the end of that hall, you notice it turns, and there's a row with like 5 cells, and then it's like a dead end.
Okay.
She's like, well, this must be the lovely West Wing. Kind of smirks.
Fancy. Kind of,
Go back.
turn around and go back. I do kind of eye the light and just kind of get a good look
Yeah.
and see if there's maybe anything of interest or.
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay.
You go down the other side and walk down, and as you walk down, one of the cells, it's the same thing, goes down and then 5 cells in a dead end. One of those cells, go ahead and roll your perception and alertness.
That's why you saw.
I just want to recognize for a second the top members, and PC number 8, Cracker, and Homer Pimpson.
Yeah, you guys,
Everyone's here. We didn't see him. Oh, that sucks.
you guys are always on. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Do I get detail?
Yes, I will let you add detail. So for anybody who's wondering, he's got 4 dots in his alertness, so you can get a specialty. If you have a specialty, you add an extra dot. So if anybody has 4 dots in anything, like Jag has 4 dots in Primal Urge, so his specialty is combat.
Yep, I got it in physical and I have grip.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have an Enigma, so is that in...
You have 4 dots in Enigmas?
Yeah.
Yep. Real quick, let me read you that.
That's just as abilities, not 4 dots in a attribute.
Yeah.
No, attribute or
you can get
skills.
2.
Oh, okay, because I do have 4 dots in
Yeah, I have that
intelligence.
perception and wits, too, so...
All right. Before we get to yours, Brad, I'll read these guys so they get their specialties so they can roll better.
I've got the attributes, specialties.
Okay. Mike, what do you have for attributes?
Attributes, I have perception and wits.
Okay, so perception. Wait a minute. Yeah. Specialties: insightful, attentive, patient, probing, keen-eyed, intuitive, visionary, astute, or apprehensive.
Intuitive, so what does that basically mean?
Basically, whenever you're trying to do something that involves something like that,
Okay.
you get like Jack has 6 dots in strength, so he has broad shoulders. So whenever he's trying to do anything that's like busting down a door, lifting
I
something
see.
heavy, because he's got broad shoulders, he gets a bonus to do it.
So what do you think, intuitive or...
I was thinking insightful for you
Insightful,
because you're
yeah.
pretty good at figuring things out.
Okay.
So I would, and then whenever you use your perception and you're like trying to figure something out,
Right.
you could add insightful.
Okay.
And you have wits. Clever, shrewd, sharp, practical, wily, level-headed, or creative.
Probably level-headed.
Level-headed, yeah. And your rage is what, 2?
Yeah.
I never get upset.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have attributes?
I took intelligence.
Intelligence. Discerning, creative, knowledgeable, pragmatic, astute, brilliant, bookworm, clear thinker. Or if there's something you have in mind.
Astute is more, it has to do with noticing.
Yeah, astute is you're much more,
It's kind of like
Aware.
an insightful.
yeah, you're aware of your surroundings. You pay attention.
That
Yeah.
would be it.
Yeah,
Yeah, astute.
that does make sense.
Anybody have talents or anything they want to go over? Talent
I was
skills?
just wondering, you said if I had 4 dots
Yeah.
in abilities, I have 2 dots in athletics, but next to that I have jump. Like I took a specialty, but I shouldn't have.
I think that might have been part of your totem, the Wolverine.
I have 4 dots of rituals.
Rituals?
I have a specialty for.
Let's see.
Then I have enigmas too, so...
Specialties. For you, accord, cairn, death, mystic, punishment, renown, or seasonal. Those are the type of... Anytime you do a rite that kind of deals with that topic, you get a bonus.
Yeah, gotcha.
What are you going to choose?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Enigma.
River the hippie. That's awesome. You're going to do
Well, he has a death bear stuff
Yeah.
all over him, so that would probably be.
Enigmas, Mike? Oh, okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. Crossword puzzle. What? Oh, that's people who have it. Ancient, riddles, visual, or verbal.
What were they again?
Ancient, riddles, visual, or verbal.
Ancient meaning
Prophecies, stuff like
ancient. Okay.
You know,
like
Indiana
the
Jones.
Bane that's
and-
talismaned
Yep.
in. It's an ancient ritual.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, everybody good?
Yep. Thank
now?
you.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, folks.
Nope, that's fine. Clarification so they know what they're doing.
Hey, you learn a little bit about the game.
So, did you roll, Brad?
Yeah, 4.
4 successes. Okay. The third cell down in this last hallway, you notice there's a patch of discolored earth, like old, but it looks like it was disturbed at some point years and years and years ago. But you can tell it. It's something is there. Something was disturbed. Whether something got buried there or somebody just dug up a hole and covered it back in. Like an escape route. Hey, NPC number 8. So there is something about that floor in there that's odd.
Okay, I kind of mentioned that. What's this? I kind of
Just got the #1 gifter badge.
Go.
Good.
try. There's the cell open.
The cell is not open.
He's on
but
Yeah, TikTok is
oh,
unseenable.
you would have noticed by the lantern you would have grabbed these is a ring of keys.
Okay.
So she's got the keys. She's,
Okay.
I don't know which one of these it is. So she tries a couple keys, and one of them kind of click, and she kind of unlocks it and is like, okay.
Okay. Open up.
You go to grab it and you're like, ah, and you think it's iron, but you kind of brush off the dust. It's silver.
Oh.
So you can open it. It's just kind of like, yeah, I don't want to touch that too long. And if you hold it, it just sucks one point of gnosis. But yeah, you go to touch it and you're like, oh,
What
this
happens
is
if you lose one? All your gnosis.
yeah, you get it back, but you're going to be like, forget the Umbra ever.
Okay.
Till I get that point back. So you kind of swing it open, but you do notice this cage is silver. You don't know how many of these, you haven't checked all these, they all look like wrought iron, so you don't know. This was obviously for a guru. So you open it up and you're like, okay. You go in, kind of touch the floor.
When I walk in, I kind of turn back. It's like, don't close that on me.
She's like, tempting, but no. Kind of smiles. You go in, kind of kick at the dirt. And you're like, okay, it's just
I kind of kneel down and.
discolored.
Is it just discolored?
Lick it.
It's discolored, but you can't really dig at it with your hand. You'd have to have like a tool or something to kind of dig it up. It's packed down pretty well. Unless you go to Krynos
Unless you have
and use your
burrow.
claws. Go to burrow.
No, I don't have burrow.
Gift burrow would work. And you do know that Kayim can burrow. You've seen her do it with the vampire bodies.
Knife though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It'll take a while.
Just kind of pull out knife. I just kind of.
Kind of start digging
Scratching
it
at
up.
it.
Yeah.
And can I actually pick up a little bit and just can I use investigate and see? Maybe it'll give me an idea of what this discoloration is. Like, is it a chemical or?
Yeah, you can.
Beer.
What do you use with investigation?
I would say
Intelligence or?
intelligence or wits, whichever is higher.
Yeah, well better.
Right in the wits.
NPC number 8 got the artwork in the mail today.
Hey, awesome.
Hey, says thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you for
6 normal?
being a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, 2.
2 successes. The discoloration could be, if there's something down there, it could be something from that, but it's more like a charcoal or sulfur or something like that. Do you have the gift sense worm?
No.
Okay. You're like, it's
You know that Kayim does not.
it's something different.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be, but it wouldn't be that much discoloration from a metal. But maybe it's made of something, like, maybe if there is something down there, it's made of something that kind of caused the discoloration, but maybe it's just seems to be somehow discolored right here.
Okay. For a couple of minutes, dig around with the knife.
Yeah,
Is it
get about that deep, and
doesn't really do much good?
no, it's going to take a long time if there's something buried down here, especially if it's buried deep.
Okay. There's like, you guys got any shovels around here?
Probably up in the shed or the garage.
Let's go look for those.
Okay.
Come back down here. This is kind of weird.
What's that?
Just the discoloration.
Yeah. Now you don't know what caused it?
No, not really.
Well, this must be one of the cells for the guru. And we didn't always keep Silverfangs here either. I mean, there were other guru that needed help. I heard tell that we did have a Geta Fenris here that was completely... His rage was immense, and they had to keep him sedated and calm here. He eventually came out of it. I believe one of his brethren, one of his tribe mates, was allowed to come in and perform a rite to calm him down. I know they've kept Guru down here as well. I don't know how many of these cages are silver, or if all of them are. I don't know. They wouldn't be needed for the humans, obviously.
No. Got nothing else to do.
Well, every little bit helps.
So, head back up.
Head back up? Okay. You guys upstairs. So you've noticed this.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor and Jack and you guys all come back to the door. And Abigail's like, Trevor, do you know anything about this? And he's like, about what? And he comes over and points. What is this? And he's like, I don't know what that is. Looks like a rune of some
I
kind.
look at you and I basically, it was a symbol of a Bane.
You say that to River?
Yeah.
River, like, nudges over.
Move out of the way so you can
Looks
see.
at it. Look hard at it.
Symbol of a Bane that's trapped in something.
This is perhaps.
Where's the reflective surface?
Let us go to the Umbra.
Okay. Yeah, there's
He's looking
reflective
around.
surfaces.
He's
Now,
like, okay.
I'm not going to make you roll because you've already been...
Right. It begins.
So who all's going to the Umbra now? You two? Jack's going to go. He's like, I don't know, you might need backup. I don't know.
I'm going to shift to.
I'm going to stay and watch over
Okay. And
Erskine.
Kylie, are you going to stay and watch over Erskine?
Yeah.
Erskine.
Okay.
When I get into the Umbra, I'm shifting to full Krynos.
And before I go, I say, he may resist. You may have to hold him. I don't know. Who knows what will happen.
Trevor's like, well, we'll stay here and protect him as best we can.
Yeah.
So,
NPC says it's a good idea.
If NPC says it's a good idea, we can't fail.
That's right.
Abigail's like, I would like to go to the Umbra too. And Trevor's like, the Umbra, you? So I've been there once. He's like, when did you do this? She's like, it's not important right now. I want to go to the Umbra and see what this is like.
I will help you. I put out my hand.
Trevor just kind of like, okay.
I put my hand to him.
He's like, no, I should stay and make sure that Erskine stays calm.
Put my hand to her.
She grabs your hand.
Right.
Okay.
And I probably do that. All right, Padawan, focus. Focus on the stone. Or look, there is no spoon. There is no
Oh, there's only spork.
Only fork.
So she focuses and she's able to go to the Umbra. So you guys, all four of you go to the Umbra.
He pops the Umbra, and I'm already in Krynos, so I'm like
Yeah.
14 feet fucking tall, barely.
I'm gonna sit lotus fashion on the bed and hold his hand.
Okay. And what are you going to do? Trevor's basically just standing by the bed and kind of like waiting to like hold him down if he needs to.
I'm standing so that I can see both Erskine and Trevor.
Okay.
Like just like
And when they disappear,
Dead.
he's like, Erskine can be pretty strong, so we may have to shift to Krynos if we have to hold him back. He's like, boobies! He's like, sweet Jesus.
Someone's reading too much Boot Cage.
So he kind of looks and he's like, good idea. And he actually shifts to Krynos. Not like you, but he shifts to Krynos. And his is more like a grayish, darker gray with some brown streaks.
oh, show off because you got
Yeah,
fur.
he's like, all right, let's do it. So you guys shift to Krynos, or are you going to stay
No,
in
my naked self there.
I will shift to the feline,
the cat?
the cat.
Okay. So you're going to
Could be
do that.
calming.
Yeah, there you go. All right, in the Umbra. You guys, you shift to Krynos. Jack looks at that. He's like, I don't know what we're gonna find. He shifts to Krynos. Abigail's kind of like, do we need to do that?
Do I know talking to spirits? Does it matter? Or?
Doesn't matter at all. You guys are spiritual beings. Doesn't matter what form you're in.
I do not know. But whatever.
Huh?
I tell her, I do not know, but whatever form you feel comfortable in.
I can't speak in Krynos, can I?
In the Umbra, you can.
Oh.
In the Umbra, you speak.
I'm going to say I only shifted to Krynos, so in case I have to shift back to the real world and deal with your grandfather, then it'll be easier for me.
Jack looks. I'm freaked out. I'm in Krynos because I want to kick some shit if it comes at me.
Well, that too.
And she like smiles and goes, "Yeah, that's reasonable."
Good. Yeah.
He's like, in the Umbra, if you're Krynos, you still get all your abilities. So, all right. So you see Erskine there. You see them around him.
Have a good day.
So he's laying there.
Okay.
And you do notice there's that faint glow around here, and it's like a sickly green glow.
All right.
These fall under the right of fighting the death bear.
You have to enact that again, if that's what you want to do.
To remove it. I mean,
Oh, you just once you use it, it turns off. You know, is that what you mean?
no, I have the right.
Yeah.
The right of fighting the death bear.
Yeah.
But would that be applied to fighting this Bane?
If that should happen.
Probably not, because let me check and see.
Fighting the death bear was.
It was.
I remember the last time he did it. He did it once.
Yeah. Let me know what it says, Rob, because I don't remember if it's what it's exactly used for.
Where it's at in the book. They don't exactly make these books where it's like easy to get to quickly.
Right, write the page number.
Spirit speech. I don't know if I have to roll for that or it's just automatic. I think.
No. I usually don't.
Okay. Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can touch it. And as you do, once you actually physically touch it, your sense worm, it's like, oh yeah, it's not overly powerful, but it is the worm.
Right.
It's a Bane. Mm-hmm. So you're like, oh, okay. But you don't know why it was masked. The only reason you could think it was masked out there is because it was in him.
Right.
It wasn't out.
Do I, since I have, I have the right where you write a contrition, ban something to someone, would I know how to remove that?
I thought the right of contrition was saying you're sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. The
Right of
I
dedication.
didn't realize this totally fits, but it's not that was
right of talisman.
For some-
Dedication.
the
okay.
right of fighting the death bear is whenever Grawl wishes to attempt to return a departed soul to its body when an individual has been dead for
Oh, that's
It
right.
was,
That's
that's
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
So like somebody dies and they've been dead for a while, it's like, nope, gonna fight the death bear and bring it back.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah. Damn, it's the only right I got.
Page for the talismanic.
You got no rats.
I do not, unfortunately.
Wait a minute. I might have found it.
You can tell me what page.
Page 144. Okay. You might be able to spend willpower points to remove this thing,
Okay.
depending on how it was bound to him. If it wasn't by right of talismanic dedication, might not be that easy.
Okay.
Because it's almost like they turned him into a fetish weapon.
Hmm.
So you don't know if they just gave him the talisman and dedicated it to him, or if they embedded it in him like you would a fetish knife.
Okay.
So you're not sure. Willpower points will probably remove it if it's the first way, but if it's bound to him like a fetish, you may have to actually get spirits to help you remove it.
All right. Well, I'll try the first way first. So.
Okay. So talking to the spirits or try the willpower points?
Try the willpower.
Okay. I can tell you it's not going to work.
Okay.
Like,
No.
but it's somehow bound to him.
Now, talking to the spirits, I have to like try and summon them or find them and bring them here, or how would I?
You can do either.
Okay. Can I try and talk to it, the Bane, or would that not be a wise move?
You could, but it's probably going to be very deceitful and
not tell you anything.
yeah, it's like talking to Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
Okay. All right. That's not gonna feel so good. All right. Well, I'm
But
going
you
to.
can
Oh, I
summon spirit.
protest.
I basically will bring
Sorry,
up the pipe,
Yep.
and then basically like I am assigned to stride at Chikwana, and I need riding the spirit.
Oh.
Help us, Dia. Help us move.
Yeah, you kind of do that. The smoke kind of billows out around Erskine and the group, and it's kind of on the ground, so your feet are covered in that green smoke, glow in the dark green smoke.
And use my spirit speech.
The
when I
color
say
of,
that.
oh, say, this Kit Kat.
Yeah, probably tastes about the same.
Yeah.
And just then
Feels so funky.
you do sense some spirits coming this way, and the big full moon's in the sky, and you see the moonbeams kind of coming down, and on one of these moonbeams you see what looks like a little glowing thing riding a moonbeam down towards you, and as it gets closer it kind of hops off, and it looks like a lighter, like when you light a lighter.
Yeah.
That little flame.
Okay.
It's about this wide and about that tall.
Oh, like the little will-o'-the-wisp and braid.
Yeah. And it looks like that. It's like light blue and dark blue at the center. And as it comes down, it kind of hovers over near you and kind of shimmers. And you hear its voice. But its voice sounds like, just imagine someone talking through crystals.
Okay.
So it's got that shimmery voice, but you can hear the words, but it just sounds like,
tinkly.
yeah, it sounds like tinkling crystals, but you can hear a voice through it.
Okay.
And it says, Mother,
back.
Luna, Mother, yeah, it says, the hell you want?
I'm kind of holding Abigail's hand
Yeah.
to keep her.
Yeah.
from
And
freaking out.
it kind of comes down. It says, Mother Luna sent help. What can I assist you with?
We are so thankful.
And you know this is a lesser incarna, which is like not just a regular spirit. It's not like a rabbit spirit. What's up? What's up, Doc? No, this is a lesser incarna. So somebody sent something pretty
I,
important.
bow greatly.
I do too.
Yeah.
I go,
Jack's like, what's up?
what's up? I says, this Silverfang, this strong warrior of Gia, someone has put a bane upon it, an evil spirit within it. I cannot remove it. And kind of point it out.
And he kind of like jumps up on his chest, kind of hovers over that. He's like, yes, it is.
Oh, God,
It turns like a rat. Yeah.
Oh, it is my brother!
It's like a pack of cigarettes a day, man. Yes. It is a dream gate.
Hey, what?
It's called a dream gate. Dream weaver. No, it says it's the spirit of a smaller Bane. But what it does is it causes the Umbra around the individual to weaken, and it acts as a doorway for both worlds.
I'm not there.
So when it's upon him, he himself is an umbral gateway of sorts, and Banes can come through to your world through him.
It's the spirits within the home.
You hear noises,
Yes.
winds, umbral winds that shouldn't be in your world.
I look at her.
She's like, yes, the cold spots and the winds. She's like, and the little thing is like, yes, that is the dream gate at work. But what it does is it's a bane. It drives the individual torment into utter torment and paranoia. He has probably seen villains from his past, enemies from his past, ghosts of his enemies that haunt him and drive him to further question everyone's motives and everyone about him, even those he cares for.
It should be closed then, yes.
Well, it needs to be removed from him, and then it needs to be destroyed.
How do we do both?
Well, first you remove it. It says, I can keep the sleeping individual calm. You will have to reach in and withdraw it with your hands.
Cut him open.
No.
I'll do it.
Spiritually, of course. But you must roll Gnosis. So basically what you're going to do, the lunar incarnate is going to keep him mollified.
Right. He's an anesthesiologist.
Somebody is going to have to basically just imagine Big Trouble in Little China when he goes to put his hand through her and he just passes through.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well,
But
I'm going to shift back to human.
you're going to have to grab this thing and then pull it out.
Okay.
And it's going to be a contested roll.
Can I help him or not?
You might have to. We'll see if you can do it. It's going to be your strength versus the Bane's power.
Okay, well, he's grabbing it then.
Right.
Come on, big boy.
I'm like the Hulk when he puts the Infinity Gauntlet on. I got this.
Maybe you should stay as the bear. Maybe you should stay as the bear.
No, I'll be all right. I can't grab it if I got bare hands, I don't think.
You can. But the thing is,
Right the bear.
you're going to have 4 10s to do this. Its power is 40.
Oh, wow.
It's a very strong talisman.
What do I have to roll? My Gnosis or?
Gnosis. So you're going to need 4 successes.
Can't add anything to that, can I?
You can spend 1 willpower point and get an automatic success. Otherwise, what we can do is whoever wants to help can roll as well, and you get more chances
So I
to get
can
more
do
10.
one willpower, or we can have help. You can't do both, or
No, you can do both.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna blow willpower.
So basically, if all 3 of you decide to do this and spend a willpower point, you've already got 3 successes.
Right.
Somebody just needs to roll a 10.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
Or you can all help and just see if you can roll a 10 without spending any points.
Well, I'll do a willpower
And you don't get
point.
just one shot.
I do one. I'll use a willpower point
I'll use a willpower point.
and ask Abigail. She'll use one too.
Well, Jack's going to help. Abigail's kind of like freaked out. She's
Okay.
like, I don't want to put my
NPC.
I don't want to put my hands in my grandfather's chest.
It's not Tuesday.
So
And
Jack
then
will-
roll our Gnosis.
yeah.
Oh, but it
Oddly
is.
enough, my
It
strength
is
specialty
Tuesday.
is grip.
But you're rolling.
Doesn't work here.
So it's rolling.
I meant spiritual grip.
Yeah.
So just roll Gnosis. Then.
Roll your noses and tell me how if anybody gets any 10s.
I got 3.
3 10s?
I did.
Jeez, my Christ.
No.
Wow.
Go Werebear!
Oh, there you go. The girl just kind of like,
Pardon me for a moment. This? This is me.
yeah. I just put it the claw machine.
Yay. Willpower points plus that. So
Yeah. And as soon as you pull it out, you're like, hey, I got it.
Really?
It's going to attack.
That's fine.
The Bane is loose. And
Oh,
what this
attack.
thing looks like is just a whirling dervish of teeth, claws, and angry red-looking eyes.
No, it's the Krynos.
Can we see it disappear from him out here?
Yeah, and you guys are like, okay, and you see him kind of like having a bad dream, and everybody kind of puts their hands on him to make sure he's safe, and all of a sudden you feel him kind of like his chest raise up, and that spot just dissipates,
NPC
just
says
kinda-
nice roll.
and he just
Thank you.
he
Nice,
just
eh?
slumps back, like he's sleeping, and then after a moment he's gonna be like he starts waking up.
All right, well, where'd that go?
Okay, now in the Umbra,
Yeah.
this thing is going to attack.
How big is that thing?
I'm gonna.
Huh?
How big is that thing?
About the size of a Jack Russell Terrier. It's about this big. It's not huge. It's a lesser Bane, but it is pretty big.
I'm
and
gonna try to
it's-
crush it.
You know when the dog in the cartoons like there's a guy in a hot dog? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
I'm going to use
Part Tasmanian devil,
Yeah.
part that dog.
Yeah.
Slash of the Death Bear. Is an ability that I have.
Okay.
I'm going to try to stick and crush it while I'm holding onto it.
Okay. What is your slash of the death?
Do
bearer?
we
How does
need
that
the
work?
initiatives and just decide how we're doing that?
It acts right.
Well, he's got it in his hand. So I
Okay.
figured if he's going to do something, he'll do it
Gotcha.
first, and then if you guys have to jump in, we'll do.
It's razor claws.
Oh, it's razor claws.
Yeah.
Okay.
So strength and what? Right, I'm assuming. What do I have? Sorry.
Strength and
Do you have any points in potato?
well, it'd actually be dex and
Pudding?
Pudding?
dex and brawl to hit it.
Dex and brawl. Okay. That's difficulty?
Difficulty is 6 for combat.
6? 1 success.
1 success.
Yep. That was a terrible
so you
roll. Hold on, I missed a die. Damn it. 2 successes.
Okay. You slash into it, it kind of recoils, and then starts to move again, and it's going to attack again. So now we can do initiatives. So wits and alertness.
Wits and alertness.
Target number 4. Just the ones in the Umbra need to roll this because they're fighting the spirit.
What was difficulty? I'm sorry.
4.
Once cancel initiative.
No.
So that
Wait.
Yes, they
Yes,
do.
they do.
You can botch.
that gives you 1 additional die on the damage.
Okay. How many did you get, Mike?
I got 5.
Okay, Jack got 2. So, River, what are you doing?
Oh, 4. I'm sorry.
I'm going to
4,
be on it.
4.
No.
Attack again?
Yes.
Okay.
Dexterity and
Dexterity and brawl,
brawl
to hit it.
with the razor claws.
Well, yeah, dexterity and brawl to hit it, and then you roll your strength plus 1, plus
me to hit
3
it.
for razor.
The difficulty to hit. Sorry.
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits.
Okay, so now you roll your damage.
Plus 1 die.
Which is your strength plus 1.
What do I need to beat on that?
6.
4.
Oh, I'm sorry, plus add 2 more die, because claw is strength plus 2, razor claw is plus 1 on top of that.
4.
4 successes?
4 successes.
Okay, all right. Basically, you grab this thing, swipe at it, doesn't really, it kind of like recoils, and then it attacks your arm again. And it screams. I mean, it sounds like a ear-piercing scream, and it just kind of disappears. So, now the way this works, this
I'm looking at it. Oh, shit.
this Bane is a lesser Bane. Once he was free, he had 20 power points.
Right.
Power points is how much damage you have to do, but he used to get stats. He's physical.
Right.
So after all the stats and health levels he chose, he only had 6 points. He did 2. Now you just did 4. There's 6. So it defeated him.
Right.
If he didn't take any of those stats and was just using random shit, you'd have to do 20 points of damage to him.
Boy.
That's where Banes are kind of dangerous.
Right.
If they choose stats, it lessens their power, but now they can actually brawl and dodge and stuff like that. Okay, so you destroy this thing. Okay, you guys. Erskine wakes up and he's like, "What's happening?" And he's clear-eyed and he's like, "Thank you. Where are the others? The others that we're helping?
Other side.
The Umbra. All right."
Sorry, I mean cat.
And Abigail's like, "Grandfather, do you know who did this to you?" And he's like,
Or be
And-
Trevor, right? Or it's Abigail's.
Abigail's
no,
alive.
oh yeah, Trevor says that. Do you know who did this to you, Erskine? Who did that? And he's kind of like, grabs his throat and he's like, instantly gets the most cold-hearted, like, I'm gonna kill everybody look. And you're like, I've seen that look in Jack's eyes.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're
I
actually
like
like, Underclaw.
Is that the name of the guy that she said?
He did this. And he instantly starts to shift to Glabro, not Krynos, Glabro, and he's like, and he kind of pauses and he shifts back to home and he's like, I'm too weak. Too weak. He wants something here. He's after it. He told me that.
They don't want me.
He's like, something in the cellar.
What?
He got a pause and he's like, get to the cellar right now. Right now. All of you.
I kind of tap
And you guys
him.
hear that?
Do I hear this?
Yeah.
I run out the Umbra
Erskine,
in,
Irvine or whatever his name is.
in the Krynos form and out the door. And
Okay.
So
Yeah, you're not going to fit. You're 14 feet tall and about 6 feet
I
wide.
turn around and look at him. I'm like, I'm sorry. I shift back to human and leave.
So you guys exit the Umbra?
Well, I'm going to turn to the spirit
Okay.
and go, thank you. Do you know why this is happening?
Someone wanted this man to suffer. I know no more than that.
Know that I thank you. I basically headed
Yeah.
to the spirit.
Yeah. He's like,
I
peace
tell-
out, bro.
Yeah. And I go,
I got to hop a moon bridge.
I'm sure the family of the Underhills thanks you as well. I can't motion to her, you know.
He's like, we do, of course. And he's like, you are well met. You should come here more often. And then it starts to go up the moonbeam. She's like, that was amazing. And Jack's like, go! He leaves the Umbra.
Pixar movie's over. Come on.
Yeah. So you guys charge out of the house, charge out of the room.
We all go back into the physical
Yeah.
world.
Abigail is going to stay with her grandfather. Trevor is like,
I says, where is your brother outside?
I don't know.
Yell for him. I don't know. Gather the
Gather the tribe. Gather the tribe.
All right. He grabs Abigail's hand. He's like, chases you guys out.
I says, if she wishes to stay with her father to protect him.
And she's like, if there's a fight, I'll go.
Someone must stay here. Someone must also gather the
Trevor's like, stay here, Abigail. We'll handle this. She's like, okay. So she goes over to her grandfather, who instantly tells her, don't let him tell you what to do. You fight like a Silverfang. And she's like, okay. She takes off. So he's like, go. Have fun storming the castle.
Are they gonna work?
Yeah.
To the cellar.
All running downstairs, and as you guys get down toward the cellar, coming around the corner with a beer in his hand is Winnebago, like,
With a shovel.
we gotta get some shovels. And Ravenna's like, yeah, who's coming down? And all of them are coming downstairs.
It's like,
So-
what the hell's going on?
There's something wanted down here by the. Tell them what's going on.
Jack's like, the old guy said get to the cellars now. I think something's happening
We
down
just
there.
tore a
I've
spirit.
been in the cellar for like 10 minutes.
We just tore a Bane out of the old guy. He said we got to get down here and deal with something. There's something
There's
bad.
something in
going
the basement someone wants. Did you see anything down there?
Yeah.
I have
What?
since worm.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
something in the dirt. We're looking to get some blah,
You and
blah,
Jack
blah,
like-
blah.
Okay.
Who had you see something in the cellar?
Who has sense worm? Okay. 4 of you, as you're running down, like, I just came from the cellars. You guys are like, but he said get to the...
well,
Jack shifts to Krynos, and he just charges, like, down
I'm
as
gonna
fast as he
do
can.
the same.
I
and
look
right
at-
behind him.
Cordelia, and I says, gather your pack. This is
So she goes to the front door.
yeah. And if I have to use like some sort of intimidation or something,
No, she's like, okay. She
Take off your clothes.
she goes, opens the front door, and through the front door, just stalking, is a Krynos, Arctic white. And he just kind of like stalks into the room and just starts marching down the hallway. But Morven is already there. He shifted the Krynos outside, and she's
You're
like,
right.
what are you doing? But he's just
You can't be a Krynos in the
he's
house.
not running, but he's definitely get off the couch.
He's got a little spray bottle.
So he starts going that way. So you guys, you turn around. Ravenna's like, okay.
Turn around. I guess we don't need the shovels.
You guys run down to the cellars, as I described before, down all those flights of steps, through that door.
I kind of yell to him, downhead, to
Yeah.
the left, to
Yeah.
the right, or the left again.
Yeah.
To the left.
Get
To the
down.
left.
As you guys get down there, you see that the door to the cell is closed. And as you get in there, you just see basically the Umbra, like an Umbra portal opens up, and it's closing behind someone who's standing in the cellar. And as he's standing there, he's got this basic, it looks like a trowel, but it's got runes all over it, and he's holding it, and you see the dirt is just like flying up like it's digging a hole, and he's just holding it focused. And when you come to the door, he looks up, and he's like, "You're too late. I'm here to reclaim my fetish." And you see this guy, Derek Underclaw, which is based on Tony Todd, who played Candyman.
Yeah.
He's a Candyman. I'm like, sort of.
Just wait till you find out my boyfriend's fetish. Okay?
And he is standing there. The door is closed, so he's locked inside, and you can see it's silver.
Did we actually close it? Because I don't remember closing it.
You didn't.
Okay.
He did.
He did.
And he's standing in this cell with this fetish trowel, and it's basically, you see the dirt just shooting up as it digs itself out. And the umbral portal closes behind him, and through that portal looked like a living room of another kind of gothic manor, probably his house. Mm-hmm. And he just made it here, and he says, "I've come to reclaim my fetish." And he's like, "You want to fight Banes? Here they come." And we'll stop there.
Come on, do something.
Thank you.
That's not right.
Oh, wow.
Our pack leader, the dude.
Climax!
Sorry, guys.
No, it's a
Next week is Dale's birthday.
So what I'd like to do is do the big Bane fight
Yep.
next week. I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm happy try and kill you guys. But I want to do that, and then if you guys want, maybe we could order some more pizza.
Yep, sounds good.
Cool.
Nah.
Yep.
All I ask.
Sounds good. Well, anyway, folks, we are the Raconteur Society.
We are?
Every Tuesday night, we try to get on here and do the gaming for the fun of it, and you get to watch what we do. Big thank you to Dale for running the game tonight. Dragon's Den for hosting.
Yay!
Mike for spending too much money and doing cool stuff. And everybody else for playing tonight.
Yay!
I want to give big special thanks to the people who invented this game, which at the time was
White Wolf.
White Wolf Publishing, which they are now owned by Paradox Interactive.
So for those of you who are interested, it's White Wolf 2nd Edition is what we're playing for Werewolf.
And we want to say thank you to Free League Publishing, even though this isn't your game. We love you guys anyway.
I played them Saturday. I played Blade Runners.
We play.
All right, folks, so we're going to get off here tonight. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.